got 3 thumbs up before we've even said a bit of nonsense. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We'll just wait a minute, I think, for... You just looked up there, did a little pout. You did your little pout.
We're starting this already.
Yeah, we're starting this already. We're starting on you. I know this is not the most entertaining bit for people watching this on the replay, but Steph's just signing into YouTube so that I can follow the chat on there. You signed in as me?
Yep.
Right, let me just put the PayPal in, talk to the people a minute, because you got to learn.
One person, I'm okay with talking with one.
Yeah, well, imagine when it's like 50 or
How
60,
are you?
you just have to still imagine it's 1. So, go on.
2.
Be a good girl.
Ah, good evening, John. How are you, my love?
Everybody good?
Everybody good.
We're going to go through some things in a minute. Let's have a little look. There we go. That's the link I need. Where's that? Who we got on tonight? And identify yourselves, people, lovely people.
Okay,
So we can, oh yeah, turn off big light. I'm supposed to say it in that accent, I'm told. Turn off big light. Oh, right. So we'll also, in a second, I need you to jump on my book face. Yeah, do you want to do that real quick then?
I can do that.
So jump on my book face, let people know we're live, share the actual live. Let me frame this right. Sorry you're wobbling about.
It's strange on a Monday, isn't it? It's not the same.
It is a bit strange. Well, we're still going to have a good show. Oh, let's prepare drinks. What are we all drinking tonight, ladies and gentlemen?
On a Monday.
On a Monday.
On
Well,
a Monday.
well, let me give you the background behind that. That's glaring. Don't let that glare. So let me give you the background behind that. Is that light glaring in the background a problem? Is that annoying anybody other than me? That's annoying me.
There you go. Use your fat head.
It is my fat head. I noticed you're tactical this week. You've moved a bit further away so you don't look as fat. Can you come in a bit? Come in a bit. A bit more. You got to try and be the same size as me.
No.
See? Are you right? First of all, can we get this straight? Can you tonight read the chat, read the comments off of there? I don't want any of this. Oh, John says he's just drinking Jack Daniels.
Why do I sound like an old woman?
Well, I'll put an old woman, old hag face, didn't you? Put the old hag face. And to prove it, that's why Sharon sent me 262 pictures of you pulling a stupid face. So let's sort the catering out tonight. Tonight, I wasn't going to drink, right? But I feel like it's only fair if we're going to do this. Tonight, I'm on Ron Miel. Ron Miel, yeah?
And tonight I'm on water because I'm driving.
As always. I've got a water. Where are you driving to tonight?
I am taking the kids to school tomorrow.
Yeah, but that's tomorrow.
I'm not doing a hangover.
But that's tomorrow.
Yeah,
Our hangovers were pretty good on Sunday, weren't they? Apologies to anybody who watched my live show. There's a story behind that, right? So, as many of you know, I'm at Calypso Bar on Saturday, right? And the things I watch on stage, people were not drinking at a very fast rate. So I said to the owner, I said to Sean, I've noticed that people are not really drinking. He said, well, as residents, there's not a lot of money about it. You always get residents, they're not the biggest drinkers. So I said, can we do a promotion on something? What do you make a little markup on? He said, shots. I said, right, for 1 hour while I'm on, let's do shots for an hour for €1. So we did that. My goodness. We sold about 250 shots, but
it was for him.
Mate, every table, when they were buying trays of shots, they were going, well, you got to have one with us, you got to have one with us, you got to have one with us. And he's very kind of you, but that resulted in me drinking what? 20 more?
Getting him to talk in the car, that was entertaining.
Mate, I must have had 20 shots, along with, I had 1 pint, but what happens in Calypso is they're such good hosts. As soon as I get this way through a pint of beer, and I turn around, it's full again. And after he's done that a couple of times, I don't realise. So I'm just singing away, drinking, the shots are coming over. And then I rushed home and was like, why do I feel drunk? And then I had to start alive.
No, I can tell by your eyes.
Yeah, I felt all right.
And then Michael went for a stage not long ago. He tried to convince me that he wasn't drunk. I'm going to tell this story. So,
you ever done this one, fellas?
So we were out with the babies. Michael had a beer too many.
Since you've been out of drive.
And Michael goes, he gets louder when he's had a drink, and I'm like, oh.
Doubt it.
And I go, Mike, you've had a drink, calm down. He goes, I'm not drunk. I go, baby, you are drunk. He goes, I'm not drunk, look. And he bends over.
That's how you show.
And he goes, what?
That's the international way of showing you. Can you touch your nose? Have you still got your balance and coordination?
In the middle of the street,
don't
bent
matter.
over like this.
Don't matter.
And I'm going, stop it.
No, that's all right. That's how you show. That's quite funny. But tell him about the night that, what was it for? Was it for Michael Fay's birthday? Tell him about the night I came home early. Come in a bit, because I hate having a massive head.
No,
And I need, no,
No, it's all right.
no,
You
no.
have the fat head today.
No, but then I've got the glare behind me, so I'm trying to be professional.
Hello,
so
Sharon.
come in, please.
Hello, JJ. Hello, Evie.
Here we
Oh,
go.
it's my face getting fat.
Right, we're going to talk to everybody in a minute on the chat. I've just told you, I don't want you to read it off the thing, and you're literally
I'm not,
all ready.
you've got the phone.
You're all ready. Oh, hello, everyone. I'm the old hag. Right, so tell them though quickly why I get the notes and the questions things we're going to go through today, and of course we'll have Ask Us Anything at the end. Go tell the story about when I came home early, and I did. I was very good. I was a good boy.
I was in bed and I looked at the clock and I'm thinking, where is he? He must be having a good time. Thought nothing of it. Didn't text me.
Couldn't stand it. Women can't stand the thought of you having a nice time, can they? They just can't stand it. Go on, continue.
And next thing I know, I can hear the door bang on the way in. Up again. He's home. He's had a drink.
I was so quiet. I didn't want to wake anyone up.
He's come in. He's get into bed and he's gone. Steph.
Oh, I'm sneezing because I'm sneezing here. I'm
Steph.
laughing.
Steph.
Don't worry, baby.
I was getting there.
Go on, go on.
Don't worry. I'm home early. Don't worry. Then you
was
went
early.
downstairs and made yourself a roast.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. See, that's how coherent I was.
You made such a mess.
So you're admitting it was only 3 o'clock
But
in
the
the
thing
morning?
is,
You're
you made a
admitting.
mess. You peel
Hang on.
potatoes. You never peel potatoes.
I always peel potatoes.
No, you don't.
So you're admitting it was 3 o'clock in the
Hang on a
morning?
minute.
No. So I've just clicked on something. I've just
Well,
clicked.
I've just clicked.
I'm clicked.
You always complain that you can't peel potatoes because it hurts your hands.
I-
But drunk you can.
Well, let me clear up two things, right? Like what's his name? You look like Ronnie Barker.
I don't give a
doing
damn
that.
what I look like.
Or Ronnie.
I've just
No,
clicked
you're
potatoes.
Ronnie.
Why is my...
Don't talk over me. You're Ronnie Corbett. Yeah, you're Ronnie Corbett. That's it. Because you're the midget one. Right. So I'll put that to rest. I'll sort that out. I can peel potatoes only when I've had about 30 pints of Dorado. So that's what that is. And also, this story, right? The reason this story is so funny to her is that apparently I came home at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, and I told
it was
no.
about 8 in the morning.
Right, it was about 8 in the morning. It was about 8 in the morning. Anybody, skip back 20 seconds where she said you was home and cooking a roast at 3 o'clock in the morning. 3 o'clock in the morning. So that's weird because I must have
It
been.
must have been about 8 then.
Yeah, Mo, it's
And you
funny how your
came
story
home
changed.
And you went, baby, it's early because
Yeah,
it's free.
because it's
My
free.
mistake.
It's free.
My
And then I cooked a
mistake.
roast.
My mistake.
Admittedly, I cooked a full roast, dished it up, turned the oven off and everything, then fell asleep in it while I was trying to eat it. I had a face full of gravy when I woke up. But see how they get you, fellas. See how they get you. It was 8 o'clock in the morning. She's literally, her words on camera, it was 3 o'clock in the morning. He was cooking a
My
roast.
dad done something similar. My
You're
dad went
naughty.
out, brought home a curry, spilled it all over the carpet. My mum done. And my mum, still to this day, doesn't let daddy bring home a curry when he's had
So let's talk about who else went out with the girls. Who went out with Ellie, right, and came home. She said, "Don't worry about." See, we've got a rule. Can I tell them about the rule?
No, that's disgusting.
No, I'm telling
I've
about
got
the
a
rule.
mutton question.
I know if your granddad.
No,
Don't know if your granddad's watching. Your granddad's a man in the world.
No, it's... Shush.
No, he could hear this.
No.
Well, we've got a rule in our house. I never stop her from going out. I never stop her seeing her friends.
No, you
and
haven't got your days wrong, my love.
she does stop me from going out occasionally, or she'll tell me it's fine. And an hour into the night out, I get a big long text about how she's not happy, right? But anyway, that's just what she does. That's what you do when you're married, right? So we've got a rule. She can go out whenever. We've got a rule.
He's got a
We've
rule.
got a rule. We've got. No, Rick and Shelley, you haven't got your days wrong. We normally do our Tuesdays, but I put a thing on Facebook. It's concerning because I know not many people have seen it. Tomorrow is the England game. We normally go live
Got to have respect for the game.
Tuesday at 8, and let's face it,
Got to have respect.
everyone's going to be watching the England game. So, we thought we'd reschedule, and instead of Tenerife Talk Tuesday, we're doing Monday Madness, and a little bit of Monday Madness. So let me tell you this rule. We've got a rule, right?
He's got a rule.
We've got a rule. And all right, I'll take that, and she has to abide by my
No,
rules.
I'd never do.
As the wife of the house. Yeah, and you can tell she's so well behaved and obedient. Right, so anyway, we've got a rule. She can go out where she wants. Oh, I've got the sneezes tonight. She can go out where she wants. She can stay out as long as she wants.
Yeah, thank you.
She also tends.
Thank you, Dad.
She also tends to take my card though, so that's why she's saying Dad, because she has to spend my money. But anyway, when I look at the bank account and there's hardly any money left in there, we've got a rule. She can go out as long as she wants. We can go out as long as she wants. But the rules are when she comes. When she comes.
No, seriously, Granddad's listening.
No, I'm not going to be nasty.
Okay.
When she comes home from a night out, right, she either got to feed me
Okay, that one's alright.
or give me a kiss. Now, Charlie, that's for your benefit, mate. she's either got to feed me or give me another baby. Let's do it that way. Let's do it that way. No, you don't like the you don't like the thought of that, do you?
I can't even look at pregnant women.
So she.
I love it. I love being a mum, but being pregnant.
So she around 5 o'clock in the morning, or 6 or 7, you know, because I'm not the only one that comes home late on a night out. She'll say to me, what do you want to eat? She'll phone me up and I'll say, well, where are you? I just say, I can get a burger, I can get you kebab, I'll bring you chicken or whatever. And that's good because I can never sleep until I know she's home safe, right? I don't know if anyone else does that. I can never sleep till she's safe. And she rarely takes a key. So I stay up and it'll be 6 o'clock, she'll get home. Then she's a little bit inebriated. And see, so there'll be no need for her to come and make a roast because she's bringing food. And I say, you got to feed me. If she fails to feed me, then when she's all dressed up, looking all pretty, then I want a bit of attention. You know what I mean? I've got to do pretty again. Then I want a little bit of attention when she gets home. This is not too rude, is it?
A cuddle.
We have a cuddle. We have a nice cuddle. Nice
cuddle.
Wet cuddle. And then so when that's the rule. She's got to bring me food, right? The last time she went out, yeah, she failed to bring me any food. But she walked through the door eating a doner kebab, right? And they're rubbish doner kebabs because in Tenerife you can't.
But when you've had a drink, it's fine.
You can't. Well, that's a bit like kebabs anyway, isn't it? Unless you've gone to like a nice Turkish restaurant and you're having proper shish kebab and chicken.
Okay,
right. So she was supposed to bring me food. She comes home, yeah, with a dodgy. I mean, I don't know what pieces of like nose and ear roll, right? And it's like half beef, half pork. It probably cost her like 99p. She pulled it out. I'm not even convinced that she bought it. She pulled it out of a bin or something, right? No salad, only onions. She's got about four onions cut up in it.
I love onions.
Right? So I said, where's my food? And so she went, oh, I forgot yours. And then she goes to me, I haven't been anywhere because we decided not to get food. I said, you're eating a kebab right now. Where's that come from? Oh, well, Ellie said, no, where's my food, babe? Where's my food? I've been waiting all night. She goes, I didn't get you any food, right? Then she proceeds to fall asleep, still with kebab in hand, right? Yeah. So I'm trying to, at this point, I'm trying to wake her up. So to be a gentleman, yeah, I'm trying to take the kebab off her, but it's like death grip. Like she's got this kebab locked. Nobody. I can't believe you did. I'm telling this story because you've just told the story about me coming home early and being sober enough to cook a full roast. But she didn't even know she had food and she was gripping it like someone was trying to rip a newborn child out of her arms, right? And she didn't let go. In the end, I gave up trying to put her to bed. Removed her shoes, I took off some clothes, and I was very good, and I put a blanket over her and I made sure she was comfortable. When I woke up in the morning, right, she was still clinging on. She was still clinging onto that kebab, stinking of onions, right? So don't listen to those stories about me going out getting drunk.
I remember that.
Because this is.
Going, I don't want this. Put this in my head.
Mate, unbelievable.
Oh, Jesus, I remember that. Oh, I miss those days.
Yeah. The trouble is, you're not allowed to go out on nights like that now, are you? You're just not allowed to do it. So.
Oh, that was brilliant.
I'm the Ron Meal this evening and Walter. Steph's on the water. Let us know. Come and say hello in the chat.
Let's go back through.
Who's in the chat? Yeah, and we'll go back on the chat and we'll have a look.
I started crying already. I'm only 30 minutes in.
That'll be the onions still from that kebab.
That was
making your eyes water. So let us know who's in the chat tonight and let us know what you're drinking. I'll tell you what, if you can, give it a quick share and stick it around anywhere, anyone that might enjoy it.
Yeah, John.
And you've got to stop reading it off the screen, but at least you're not squinting at the screen this week. She normally squints at the screen. So John's here, he's got the JD at the ready. Hello Sharon Bowen, how are you? Shows we're both well. Sent a photo of my bottle of drink. I did see that, John. I got it. Hi Evie Blue, how are you? JJ's in the house. Hi mate, Sharon's in the house. You're not late, or you finished eating dinner, or what you had for dinner tonight, Sharon? Because we like Sharon's cooking, don't we? So let's do Sharon's cooking. So you make sure.
I'm going.
Well, we're both agreed. Let's say You're still getting it wrong. Never mind. Right? Is it as nice?
No, you're getting it wrong.
Is it as nice as one of them dirty kebabs with the onion? Oh, mate, I don't even know.
I don't even, mate. I remember waking up in the morning going, "What am I doing?"
That's the worst thing in it about here. There's like not a lot of places after about 2 o'clock in the morning to get something nice to eat.
Decently.
Do you know what I mean? In London, if I'm working in Hyde Park at 2 o'clock in the morning, there's still sit-down restaurants you can go in on Edgware Road and that. Right, let's have a look. Yeah, so we've addressed that, Rick and Shelley. Have I got my days wrong? Evening, Rick and Shelley. No, like I said, the football's on tomorrow. So I'm going to read. You've got to look at them and talk to them. There's no point if we both sit here staring at the phone.
I did do that, but then I realised I was squinting. I was going.
Yeah, but don't read it off the thing then. Just say.
To do some sexy faces.
Just tell people lovely stories about you eating onions, or maybe some more embarrassing stories about you. Sharon says we're very pixelated tonight. I don't know why.
Why?
It's clear for us, and we're on the internet. We've got decent Wi-Fi. But I actually thought that back watching Saturday's live. I didn't know if that was pixelated or if that was me just being like well drunk. Right, Sharon, that was half your fault as well from Calypso on Saturday. John, Steph wouldn't like.
And you made me sing.
Yeah, and she made you sing. Shame. John says she wouldn't like it if I was out with you, John. That's because we both be having a drink. Oh, Sharon's had corned beef hash. Oh, old school dinner. Love a council estate dinner. Corned beef hash with pasta. I wasn't expecting that.
Oh,
Been working since 9. So it was, oh yeah, I see it now. Slow cooker job. Love that. Whack it all in the slow cooker.
Yeah.
Get it all out again. I've never known corned beef hash with pasta, but I'll take your word on it. Don't blame me, you didn't eat, refuse the shots. No, I'm a professional. If someone orders me a shot, I'm being a good host. It's all part of making everybody enjoy the day. And to be fair, we did. So how's everybody's week been?
I think you were drunk, Michael. Yes, he was. Loved hearing you sing, Steph. Oh, we had paella.
What? Who had paella? Well, I'm going to give you this because one of us needs to be like watching what's going on and looking at people.
Julie.
Yeah, I was being a good team player. So what's Julie saying tonight?
She had paella.
All right. And what did she say about being drunk? And
You was drunk on your last show.
I was. Yeah, I was. I just
couldn't sing properly. You was slow.
my singing was amazing. Is that what she said? I couldn't sing properly.
No,
Julie would never say that. Julie loves my singing. To be fair, Julie, I just told the story. Everybody in the audience, we did a special on shots, and they sold about 200 odd.
Oh, it was a good day.
I was trying to be a good host and continue people drinking so that the bar made money, but everybody was bringing me over, have a shot with us with our table, and I must have drunk at least 20 shots. As well as in Calypso, we have magic classes where they get half full and magically no one touches them, but they seem to fill up again.
Donna, I'm sorry, honey. We wasn't attending. We didn't want to do a live tonight. It's usually our day on tomorrow, but because the football on, you've got to have respect for the football.
Now, if you people were on time, we've already explained this, so we can't keep repeating it for latecomers. So
Steph
please be
needs
good.
to sing more. Steph doesn't need to sing more.
I don't know, does she?
I don't like singing.
I know, but you know, people.
I don't like singing. I find singing petrifying.
People seem to like it. They seem to
That's
enjoy
really,
it.
that's
We sang.
like, I'm really grateful to hear that, but it scares me. It just scares the life out of me.
You got up on stage and sang with me Saturday.
I did have a drink.
We sang a duet, didn't we?
I did have.
Ah, so it's all coming out now. It wasn't just me drunk. There was going
I
out.
had a drink.
You was drunk on set.
I had a drink.
Yeah. Look at the
You
camera.
was
Look at the
past
camera. Look at the camera. Did you have one drink?
No.
2?
No.
3?
Yes.
3?
I had 3 drinks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You didn't.
Yes, I did.
Sharon, did she only have?
I had 3 drinks. You should never go out shots.
Right. So a shot's not a drink. So 3 drinks. How many shots?
4.
Tell the truth.
Why 4?
I'll remind you, Stephanie Lever, you're under oath.
I knew you were going to say that.
There's no way you had 4 shots. You had well more than that because we was all a little bit
Just
pickled.
had
No, I know. Sharon knows that Steph was pickled, the same as me. So what we on tonight? Like I said, I'm on the Ron Mile. I call it that because a fella came in a Soul Suite once and went, "What are you drinking?" I said, "That's honey rum."
Sharon, don't involve me.
I know, I said that. I said, honey rum. I said, I'm on the honey rum. And so he said, "Oh, what's that then?" I said, "It's Ron Miel." "Oh, that looks nice." So he went, "I'm going to get one of them." About an hour later, he went up to the bar and he was going, "Can I have a Ron Mile? I'll have a Ron Mile." Michael Face said, "How far do you want to run, mate?" He said, "I want a Ron Mile. I want a Ron Mile." Yeah, it did. Well, that'd have been entertaining. When you'd done the elephant, when you'd have done the trumpet. Right, let's have a little look who's in the chat because she's already bailing out on me. Naughty woman. Well, thank you, Donna. We all enjoyed your company. I enjoyed your company as well. Do I have any update on the new venture? Yeah, the point is about that, Julie, is I shouldn't have said anything yet, but I was a pisshead, wasn't I?
And then he got told off for it.
Oh, I never got told off. Who told me off?
Me.
Don't even count, does it? Does that even matter?
Yes.
That don't even matter, does it?
I am
What
your
was it?
God.
Oh,
I
yeah.
am your God.
Excuse her, she's dyslexic.
No,
She
I'm
means-
not.
She means
no,
dog.
I'm not.
She means dog. She spells things backwards sometimes. Down, girl. Right, so yeah, I shouldn't have said anything, but so here's the situation. And this is, I don't want to upset or put the nose out of joint or burn any bridges with people I work for at the moment. Some friends of mine are interested in doing something with me in a venture, and I actually have 3 or 4, they know this is nothing new, 3 or 4 people have mentioned this to me, but it has to be right and the right people, and it has to be the right time. So I have some partners who want to come in and buy a bar. It's very, very early stages. I'm very excited about it. We would buy a bar. I don't currently have the funds to put in because you know my circumstance over the last 15, 16 months, but I do have a following and I do have a reputation and I do know how to run entertainment. So we would have a bar where it's partly theirs, partly mine, and I would be the face of it and welcome all you guys in and try and give you a good time. It's at the very early stages at the moment. We haven't even found a location for it. We're still looking. We're very excited. And if we can do something, and I would do it when we do it, so that I can bring you guys over to me, but I'll also be hoping to, while I put some of the better acts on the island on at my bar for an hour or 2, I'll nip over to the Soul Suite, for example, and do some shows there. Come back and finish the night at my own bar. I'll still support and work. I'll still support and work at other bars because I'm very grateful. But it won't be a case of just leaving everybody. But it would be nice to be able to host you and look after some of you when you come over. So it's not even. We said this earlier. It's not even at the baby stage. It's not even at the incubating stage. It's at the let's get drunk and have a bit of nookie tonight stage, isn't it? There's no baby yet. It's an idea that me and my partners are looking at. We're all excited about it, but we all agree we have to get it right. Has to be the right time, right location, right price, and everything else. So that's what's going on with my new venture. I was a little bit previous, saying it, but that's what happens when I've had about 20 shots and about 50 beers. So let's have a look. Shane Gorman.
Hey, so good then. What I wanted to say.
You two got a good sense of humour. Thanks, Shane. I really hope you're enjoying it. Yeah, Julie knew I was pickled. Michael and Stephanie are all in the chat. Saturday was a good night. I'm glad you think so, Anne. Thank you very much. I wasn't sure it was a good night, and I wasn't sure if I'd offended people either. I don't know why, but she thought I was offending people. But I've spoken to quite a lot of people afterwards, and everyone says it was great. Evie Blue says that's a great idea, and that's the thing. I don't really want to give everything up. And look, it would drive me crazy singing in one venue 6, 7 nights a week, and I enjoy getting around. I have my regulars and my followers at all different venues, so I'm still wanting to be there. It's just like maybe an early spot or a middle spot or late, or maybe after I finish I know that Deirdre and Fergal are keen for me to take the Soul Suite through to the midnight hour, so that's going to be a thing we're going to make a feature of. But maybe if there's a place that's going to be open till 1, 2, and as it gets later, we'll get a little bit more funky. Going to do some food.
It's getting a little bit more positive here anyway, because
it's not.
We can try and from the 26th. They want to try and get rid of outside masks now, which everyone's excited but skeptical about. You know what I mean? Because they're already saying in the north, they're like, no, we shouldn't get rid of it.
I'll make this prediction right here on camera. Saturday is meant to be the rule where all the masks go.
Don't say this because it can curse.
No, I'm telling the truth.
It can curse.
It's not cursing. Like you guys were supposed to be all finished with and all that nonsense by the 21st of June. Sure, you know that weren't going to happen. There is no way we'll be walking around outside with no masks come Saturday. No way.
The thing is, it's getting too hot now.
And
people don't want to wear the mask.
No, they don't. And I'll tell you another thing. Since they decided that they were going to get rid of the masks, all of a sudden, even though the country's still locked, there's not a lot of people coming in and out, everybody's abiding by it, everybody's distancing. We're still in level 2. They're talking about putting us up a level to level 3 because the Canarian Weekly are reporting, and other outlets, 160 new cases in today, 150, 180. Apparently it was 166 new cases today, 133 of which were in only Tenerife.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, only Tenerife. So do you think, as apparently now, according to their statistics that they make the figures to, and we can't question, they're actually saying they're actually higher now than before, and they're over the national average. Do you really think they're going to stop people wearing the masks while they're saying we're over?
But the thing is, they're saying like if mainland Spain can get rid of their masks, but Tenerife being such a tiny little island with barely anyone here, it's more holiday. Oh.
There are loads in La Laguna and Santa Cruz, Sharon, but look at the statistics for Grenadilla as well. But it doesn't even matter because they pull their statistics out of a cornflake box, don't they? You know, there's the first rule about statistics is that the numbers never lie. The second rule of statistics is you can make them tell any truth you want to. Yeah, bingo numbers. Yeah, she's right. Yeah. I've not seen this. Sharon says, "What do you think about the under 45s not being allowed out later? Is that genuine? Is that for real? Is that for real?"
What?
Donna says it sounds fab and she'll support us wherever we go. I've not seen anything about that.
No,
tell me that. It's nonsense.
But that can't happen.
But they actually were talking about, after that famous murder case recently in England, they were talking about...
Big conversation
Oh,
on Facebook
not
today.
seen it.
I missed that.
Yeah.
I completely missed that.
So tell us the SP on that, Sharon. Let us know. There was actually talk a little while ago in England about curfewing men, wasn't it? 6 o'clock. After that copper, wasn't it a copper that killed a woman? I'm not really up with the news in England. It's all, I don't watch the news. It's all
when
nonsense.
the rumours was going around saying that they need to curfew men, and I was just like, wow.
I don't watch the news.
Are you serious?
I don't watch the news. I'd rather watch Jackanory or Balamory or some other stories.
Yeah.
So what do we think about that, ladies and gentlemen? We apparently are going to be getting rid of the masks on the 21st. Personally, I can't see that happening.
Oh, I'll be so happy.
I've got some reservations, but how does that affect your booking? So knowing now that you can come away either vaccinated or not vaccinated with a PCR test, would the dropping of masks in the daytime in the heat walking about, would that encourage you to book? Would that if that does?
I think it would.
If that does go through.
I think it would, mate.
So that's one topic I'd like to talk about. If that would encourage you to book a holiday, and the second thing, has anybody actually booked and got a date? Has anybody got their date booked?
No, great Donna, you shouldn't leave masks outside. Where we live, up there, is a what's it called?
A barranco, which is the Spanish word for ravine.
Yeah.
Go on.
And it's like a hike. There's no one around. You have to wear your masks when no one else is around. If you go up to Tady, you have to wear your mask.
Nice to see you, Donny. Yeah, you're right though. You shouldn't need masks outside, especially when it's got the scientific, the same amount of scientific data that the moon is made of cheese. So you know, what can you do?
Still booked for November.
How are you read? Oh, it's because you've got your glasses on today. That's because
she's got. It off. Oh my God!
Go on, read it now. Read it now. Do the face. No, read it now. Can you not read that comment there? It's a big comment, capital letters. He says,
I can't read that.
Steph, where's your kebab and onions? There she goes. There's the face. Go lean closer now. Old hag face. Old hag face.
Shut up. Shut up. I really can't read it.
There you go.
I'm getting worse.
Nothing booked for Christmas. Do you think we ought to in good? No. To be honest, I know as a representative for the Canaries, I know that I should be telling you all to book, but amongst friends, no. I don't think they're going to drag this out, Julie. I'll tell you what.
They are saying if people had both their vaccines, and
I'm going to talk over you now. I'm going to talk over you. No, sorry, go on. Let's have to make some nice clear TV. Carry on, go on. Sorry.
No.
Go on.
Well, they are.
I know. I'm going to talk over you.
I just think you're the man.
I know you always do. Give me. Oh, you left me hanging. Go on. I just wanted to get my own back. Talking over you. Happens every day in our life. Now she's doing it on camera. Go on, carry on.
No, that's full on.
Get me own back.
They're saying if people are double vaccinated and going to amber countries, they don't need to quarantine when they get back. Is that true?
The logic. But listen, the reason I wouldn't book now, look, teach yourself a little trick, right? If you go and look at the flights and they're 200 quid, there's every chance you're going to get on that flight. If you go and look at the flights and they're 19 quid, they're advertising it at that because it's not going to happen. No, it is.
Grant and Debbie came over.
Yeah, but Grant and Debbie are the only two English tourists I've seen here. Yeah, and with his job, he was able to quarantine afterwards. Yeah, and they're both fully vaccinated and they still had to have the PCR test. Then they had to have 2 tests to go home. Then they had to quarantine. Very few people are in the position that Grant and Debbie are. Yeah, so very few people are going to do that. But a year and a half ago, no, you're pulling the face. Naughty. A year and a half ago, naughty.
I'm listening.
You can't read that. I've got to find a way to turn this off. No, because you're supposed to interact. You're being annoying. You're being rude when you lean forward. Yeah, because
No,
you're
I can read.
right. Yeah, but read it pan
I-
faced.
I
Read it, but
asked
listen to me.
it.
Listen to
Okay.
hubby. Read it pan faced, right? Don't sit there going. Because you understand that's what they can see. They can see you going, and you look weird. Now imagine her pulling that reading face and squinting. Right, indulge me. Take it off. Take it off. We're going to do it for the people, not for me. Take it off. Take it off. Take it off. Right, lean forward. Lean forward. Lean forward. Right, now pretend to read someone's comment. Now do the lips, do the mouth moving. Do the mouth moving. Yeah. Now, go it. And at the same time.
What I want in the mouth then.
No, go on. Read it. Squint and read. Now clutch your kebab at the same time. Pretend you got your kebab with onions and pretend. No, you booked a flight 16 months ago to go back and see Granddad, right?
Yes, I did.
Ryanair. You still ain't had a refund from it.
I haven't.
You still ain't had a refund from it, right? And the point is, I believe what a lot of these companies are doing. Stop it! Read it on there.
Thank you.
You're a nightmare.
Well, give me the phone.
You're a
My
nightmare.
phone.
Next week I'll have a new host. It will be Lily because she'll be more professional and
She'll sing.
moan at me less.
She'll sing it all.
Well, she won't have to worry about finding something to talk about. What they're doing, I believe, airlines, they're taking your money to stay afloat. And then they're telling you, sorry, them flights have been cancelled, we'll rearrange it for later on. But they've already got your money. And trying to get a refund, I had murders getting off Jet 2. We had nothing we've heard back from Ryanair, which sent several emails. So I believe that's what they're doing. Right, go back to the chat. Where was we? I'm going to need another one of these in a minute.
We're there. I'm being good.
Are you
We
able-
went to the gym today.
Are you able to read out what's...
Right. It's weird.
How's
as
your
we
reading?
go-
How's your reading? Do you want me
It's
to...
fine. Funny enough, close, it's fine.
Mhm.
It's weird. This is John. It's weird as we don't need to wear them in the kitchen at work. Really?
There you go.
They here they do.
You're in close proximity.
Really, here they do.
Well, we don't have to wear them now because we're sitting down, but if I was to stand up, deadly. Deadly. Sitting down,
If you
Sitting
bend
down.
your knees,
bend
game
your knee,
over.
safe. Standing up, deadly. Don't forget as well, watching a show, your entertainers on the stage, they're in a little taped up silly bit away from you, safe. If you were to sing along, deadly. Getting up to dance, deadly. Right, go on.
Donny.
Come on, you're leaving me out.
Jeez, I thought the moon was full of clangers.
It could well be, but that's what they used to tell you when you was little. The
I
moon,
can't make that noise.
the moon was made of cheese, so
Yes,
that's about the same
that's
size.
saying, there's Donna, Mary. This year's trip has been cancelled, but put forward to next February, hoping to come end of September.
Well, what happens next February then if they're still saying the numbers that they control?
This can't go on forever. It just can't.
Can't
No, people will start getting angry.
People are getting angry.
They are no, I mean really.
People are getting
pissed
angry.
off.
Tell me why you don't see anything on the news about over 1 million people marching through London
No,
every
I
month.
mean it's we've gone past
About the
it.
riots here.
We've
France
gone
last
past
week decided
He
to.
said-
2 million people marched through France last week and said we're not doing it anymore. We're not abiding by the curfew. We're not wearing a mask. They do nothing. What you got to do? And what did France do? The president,
They got rid of
the
masks.
president of France took the mask and the curfew and lifted it the same day that the people stood up and went no more.
Incredible.
Out of interest, how many people are at the point now where they're like no more? Even if you believe.
I think everyone is in their own way, but I think it. I don't blame people for being
The
paranoid.
flu is still around, shingles is still
Yeah, but
around,
I still
chickenpox
don't
is
blame
still
people
around.
For being paranoid,
Yeah,
and
but
having that fear.
people are-
because you want to believe everything that's going on, but what's going on
People
in
are-
the news,
we've
and what's
got-
going on in front of your own nose,
It's,
is
some,
two different
it's
things.
something now we're going to have to live with. Yeah, so, you know,
Right, JJ, he said today,
who's he?
JJ.
Who's saying that? Oh, he said, yeah. I
Right,
thought,
he said today, so I'll take it, Boris, I'll take it. Full lockdown maybe, I love that word, lifted on the 19th of July, but no ruling out lockdown come winter.
so here's my bet with you.
Oh,
I'll bet you a drink before the
mate,
16th of July. That'll be changed again. And do you know why I think that? Because you see us, we went into full lockdown last year on May the 14th for full 15 days. This will only be 15 days.
beginning.
The island can't sustain it any longer. We need tourism. 15 days is all it'll be. Then it was another 20 days, another 20 days. Just 3 months to flatten the curve. Yes, what I said, March 14th. That's what I said, wasn't it?
What's that?
Sharon's
That's it.
writing it down with 86 exclamation marks. Like that makes it any more than one. But that's what I'm saying. It was meant to be for 15 days, wasn't it, from the 14th? And I said at the time, if on the 29th of March I'm back at work singing and this is all over with, I will apologise and you can call me paranoid.
Michael never apologises.
I never apologise.
He's the most stubborn ass ever.
That's wrong. That's rubbish. I always apologise. Is that what you really think? Is that really what you think?
No.
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry.
It's what I know.
No, I'm sorry.
It's what I know.
I'm sorry.
Sharon, you think...
I'm sorry you feel that way, Steph. I'm sorry. I have to apologise. See, it's evidence. That's blown her argument out of the water. But anyway, I said if we're all back at work and I'm back on stage on the 29th of March, then you can call me paranoid and I'll apologise. Here we are, 16 months later, and the world's still gone crazy. But I feel like you're not mad. Don't be staring at that, reading it. I'm going to find a way to turn that off. I just need you to try and look beautiful. Try harder. Can you do that thing where you peer over your glasses?
Oh yeah.
And then push them back up again. Look at this for pretty. Oh hello. Oh hello. Love it.
Dude.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. This year's trip has been cancelled. We've done that.
Oh, that sucks.
So Sharon Eden says, my mate was supposed to go home Thursday. Flight cancelled,
Yeah.
but still available to book.
That gentleman she was with, they got us the cream for Lily.
Oh yeah.
Thank you once again
Did
for
it?
that cream. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know he bought one.
You had a conversation with him.
I had a conversation with him about microphones because he works in that industry, the sound industry.
Wow, what conversations did you have before we left, Mike?
We had a conversation about how many shots I'd had and why it was all Julie Phelps' fault for making me drunk. Right, let's have a little look. Even standing and walking around the kitchen, we don't need to wear them. Look at Friday football, no mask or distance. That's right. It's all right for 500,000 Scots to come down and stand in Leicester Square singing football chants, all arms around each other, and nothing happened. Like with the Black Lives, like when the Black Lives Matter riots happened, and the Keith Floyd riots happened, and all the protests, and there was no spike in numbers. Yet we got a massive spike in Tenerife because I don't know what. Somebody stood up. Somebody failed to turn their trolley round in Mercadona, and so explain about that rule.
What's that?
How ridiculous is that, Sharon? The trolley in Mercadona rule.
In supermarkets here, they've all got their own different rules.
All different, contradictory rules.
In Hyperdino, when you first went in, they took your temperature, and the security guard was so strict when you went in. You had to do your hands and everything. It was ridiculous. When you go into Lidl, they don't give a damn. They just like me. When you go to Mercadona, you have to put your trolley not face forward.
That's dangerous. If you do that,
If you can't go forward, you have to turn your trolley around. So
safe. Wait. Let's just get this right.
Facing.
I believe everybody breaks out and dies instantly on the spot within
I still don't get this.
like some sort of nuclear war. They just fizz away and melt. So trolley this way.
No.
Dangerous. Hang on.
You got to turn it around to the back,
Oh.
and then you've got to push it backwards.
Safe.
And then apparently that makes more distance between that person and that. But when you're lining up, you can have the trolley the right way.
Dangerous.
The person is the same way.
Dangerous.
I don't get it.
Deadly.
And I remember the first
Imagine.
time I questioned it, and they went, "That's the rule," and I went, "Okay."
Ready? Imagine if you were there this way with your trolley and standing up with your trolley, and you just heard a little bit coming and you went, Mercadona, and you sung. Could you imagine if your trolley was the wrong way round and you were standing up and you sung a line? I do believe when that happens, the whole supermarket spontaneously combusts. So here's guys, if you're over here.
I love your imagination.
Here's what you've got to do. Ready? Safe. Safe.
I swear, when you come here, you're going to get told off.
Safe.
Silly little rules that they've got here, and it's just like, oh, okay.
At the gym, there's 50 Spanish people there, all exercising because they're exercising, running machine with no masks on. I walk in with it under my chin. She screams at me to
Only you. I'll get away.
I'm like, look around. No one else is around. I very rarely wear one because it's nonsense. But if people disagree with that, I'm also exempt with allergies and chronic asthma. So if I was in England, I'd be perfectly entitled to do that, and I wouldn't even have to explain myself. But here you do.
Do you guys over there have to hand sanitize and wipe trolleys? Only in Mercadona.
Well,
only in Mercadona. In Hyperdino, Lidl, any other shop, Iceland, don't give a damn. Overseas, don't give a damn. They've all got their own rules in their own shops.
Is that the piles of bodies? Is that people that forgot or refused to turn their trolley round, Sharon? Is that it?
Let's make this conversation more.
I will. We're going to in it. Right? Sharon says I'm going to change that to rollicking for using my inhaler at the checkout. I got that in Santa Cruz.
Oh, that was. I thought you was gonna chin him.
I had a mask on because I was.
thought it was gonna chin him.
And do you know, like all of us, you just acquiesce because you just want an easy life. You just want a quiet life. So walking through the shopping centre, I put my stupid do-nothing bit of cloth on that somebody made for me out of a pillowcase. So that's actually the scientific basis for that bit of cloth that you can make from home. But anyway, I put it on because Steph gets embarrassed, right? And just for an easy life. I'm holding Ronnie's hand coming down the escalator, right? And I'm chesty. So I let go of his hand and he holds on the side. I pull my mask down. I take my blue asthma pump, right? Before breathe in. Before I get to the bottom, a toy cop. Who's basically he's sweeper up mopper and he's a toy cop. He's
saying this because he really upset
Michael. He basically is a glorified cleaner but in a uniform. No, I've no problem with that. But I've no problem with that. You could be a toilet cleaner and I would treat you the same as if you were the king of the world. But do you know what? Don't because you wear a uniform, don't because you wear a uniform think.
JJ, don't encourage him.
Don't because you wear a uniform think you got any authority over me on my human rights, right? They wear a uniform in McDonald's. I've never heard anybody bow down because somebody works in anyway. So he chased me through the shopping mall, right, to tell me that I mustn't take it down again. So I said I've got asthma, and he was asking me, prove it, show me your medical certificate, show me your exemption. I'm holding the asthma pump that I've just taken.
He literally had his hands behind his head because Michael couldn't breathe.
And we were on our way out, and I was just like, mate.
And he grabbed hold of Michael.
Don't grab me.
And he grabbed Michael.
Don't grab me.
And then Michael spun round and he knocked his arm off, and he was like, "Don't touch me!" Like that. He goes, "I'm just taking my asthma pump." And he was going, "I need to see your papers." This is no lie either. He goes, "I need to see your paper." And I'm going to the bloke, "Please calm down." I said, "I've got all the medical, but it's not with me. It's at home. But isn't the asthma pump enough?" And at this point, Michael and him are face to face, and I've got all the children with me as well. And I'm going, I was going, "Please calm down. Think of the babies." Michael then, he just looked at the kids and he just turned around, and I went to him, "Leave."
Just giving these people a minuscule bit of power, right? Making them think like they're the crusaders for the world. They think their power, it goes to their head.
Change your subject.
Mary, I understand why you're very careful because in your line of work, in your job, and as I am respectful, if any time, forget COVID. In a normal world, 2 years ago, if I had a cold, I would make sure that I wasn't sniffling or sneezing or coughing around people. I have manners. When a couple of years ago, when Nina at the Soul Suite was pregnant, and I had a bit of a bug, I didn't give her a hug or a kiss when I went or when I entered or when I left, and I kept my distance from her because she was a pregnant woman and she was vulnerable. I would do that with elderly people. That anything aside, that's courtesy.
Like that,
some of us are, yeah. Do you not wear Julie? Sorry, I'm not laughing at you. Do you not wear an exemption lanyard? Doesn't mean a thing here. Doesn't mean a thing. When
in petrol stations that chuck you out.
When we
scream at you. Get out!
When we went back to the UK last September for 3 or 4 months, right? I was sort of prepared to have to fight my corner and say I have allergies, right? I wore the plane at the airport and I wore it on the airport. I wore the plane on the airport. I wore the mask at Tenerife Airport and I wore it on the plane just out of respect for other people. I don't know who's in there breathing air. I don't know if the person next to me felt uncomfortable. So I did that out of respect. But when I got to the UK and we were waiting for our taxi and Gatwick was just deserted, right? And we were on our own 200 yards from anyone else, I had it down. And a copper come by, a policeman came by, our armed police, and he went, he went, "Mask on the adults, please." And I went, "I'm exempt, mate." Yeah, and I was ready to have an argument and show him all my paper. He went, "No problem, sir."
I was like,
done.
I
was asked twice in 4 months.
You didn't argue with us.
No.
You didn't have a fight with us.
Right. Here, you can't get a medical exemption. There's no such thing as the lanyard. I had one when this first started. I came out of a bar, our friend's bar in Port Colon, the bar. I came out, I had no mask on. Cop pulled me over.
But this is right at the beginning, though.
Yeah, but right at the beginning, I had it. He was like, yeah, wear a mask, wear a mask. I said, oh, sorry, sir, in Spanish, I'm exempt. Here's my paperwork. There's my exemption note from the doctor. Here's my prescription. Here's my bag of all my inhalers in. He went, I don't care. I'm fining you. I said, what for? He said, because you're not wearing it. I said, no, I'm exempt. I have the correct documents. He went, not my problem. €600 fine. I said, well, I can't afford that. None of us have worked for months. And so he said, it's not my problem. You'll go and do 28 days in prison then. So then I said, well, good. Put me in prison and you feed me for a month because I can't even feed myself at the moment, right? And say, well, there's €600, you can contest it. So I went, okay, I'll contest it. Please put your badge number on it so that I can hold you responsible for issuing this to me with full paperwork. And at the last minute, he backed down and tore it up and then went to me, go straight home. It was 6 o'clock in the evening. So you know what I'm like. I went, why have I got to go straight home? What, am I a drunk teenager in a park?
And
no,
then
I'm
he
going
started
to.
arguing more.
But no. So no, Julie.
Right, can we please make the subject
Yeah,
nicer?
well, that's what I was going to do anyway. So next thing. We all know most of you on here love Tenerife. We love a bit. We are going to get to all the silly stuff.
Everything that we spoke about was what we've gone through previously. This is right at the beginning when all of it was really, really heavy. Well, it was, because you're talking about the mold carp and stuff like that.
We were just talking
that
about,
was at the beginning.
we were just talking about the numbers going up this week. And
okay, now I'm talking about recent...
exactly. And now they won't get rid of the masks when they don't even have to wear them in the UK.
It's like we're having a conversation.
They don't even have to wear them in the UK, and they respect people. If somebody with problems like autism or anxiety,
I think that's what I really miss.
there's actually
there's actually silly little respect to them listening.
You don't have human rights here. I know you all love it on holiday. We love being here, but there's been a lot about this island disappointed me. You're actually not treated like a human being here. Anyway, enough of that conversation. We all know you love to come on holiday to Tenerife. We all know some of your favourite destinations. But please tell me in the chat and interact with me. Other than Tenerife, where else, we were talking about this the other day, where else would you like to visit? I've been fortunate enough to go almost all over the world for work. Stephanie's not been many places, have you?
No, I only flew for the first time when I was 23. And that was one of the worst flights I've ever had in my life.
23, so 20 odd years ago.
Your mum.
So where have you always wanted to go? A good shout. My dad was in Cuba recently, yeah. Actually, he lives here now. He went on holiday to Cuba, Havana, and...
Havana? Is that where he went?
Yeah, and they closed the border. Well, this is another thing that made...
Don't start another conversation about COVID because I'm not in the mood anymore for it.
No, it's not COVID. They closed the borders and put us in full lockdown. They told us nobody's allowed in and out of the country, yeah? And he didn't have his residency card because he'd just got here, and we were panicking about him coming through. He got to the airport, and they let him walk through. Not only did they not check he had residency, they didn't even look at his passport. And that's why we were locked down. So they actually make it up as they go along. So JJ, I'd love to go to Cuba.
I think it's fun when he's had a drink.
Donna says, no, stop it. Donna says, we love Aruba. Is that like...
What's that?
That's Cuba, Aruba. That's Caribbean island, is it not?
Oh, that's my question.
Yeah, Aruba. Oh, New Zealand.
I've wanted to go there. The only thing that puts me off... The flight.
Couldn't do that flight.
I think going to England or... I would like to do the Caribbean cruise.
The Caribbean cruise, says Gal.
I said that wrong. Caribbean. Cyprus.
I love Cyprus.
I've never been.
Paphos
and you've got friends there.
Yeah. My best friend growing up at junior school, Esat. He's Cypriot, and he moved back over there years ago with his family, and he always says, "Come over, I'll show you around."
Such a pity. And after this happened, I would love to go over.
We love all that food as well, don't we? Greek and Turkish and Cypriot. We love halloumi. How about halloumi? We love halloumi and chicken kebabs and kleftiko and all the stuff out there. JJ lived in Benidorm for 6 years. He loved it. That's brilliant. Hello, baby boy. Barbados for Susan and Neil.
Can I watch on TV?
Yeah, she can go watch
Downstairs.
you got to go to bed now. You got school in the morning.
Do you want to come and say hello? What was that there, Sharon said?
School in the morning.
The furthest she's been is Tenerife. That's the thing for me, Sharon. I have been other places, but I just couldn't stand the flight for that long. So tell all the people.
Yeah, you can tell people
Tell all the people about Saturday. You got to try and explain it all properly.
What did you do on Saturday?
What happened?
What did you do on
football?
Football, yeah.
Go. What did you
People
do?
saying hi, Ronnie. So you had a football tournament with your football team. because you're a good little player, they moved you out of the baby group because you're only 5, and they put you in with the big boys, didn't they? They put you in the big boys, and they were from like 8 up to sort of 12, and you played in the big boys match.
You was a bit
Then
scared,
you got a
weren't
bit
you?
scared, and you were crying in your first match because you felt a bit overwhelmed. You was a bit upset because you felt a bit overwhelmed because you were in the big boys group. Then you carried on and your team won, and you got all the way through to the final. Then you settled down a bit and you were scoring your goals. Then what happened? In the final, you got to final and it went to penalties. And all the big boys took a penalty each, and it was 8-8. And it was sudden death. And they looked around and none of the big boys had the guts to take a penalty. And they said, we need a penalty taker. And Ronnie put his hand up and he said, I'll take one. And then you stepped up and tell everybody about you. Your hand was shaking. You was shaking. Put that down, please.
What's that, mate?
Put it down.
What's this? Oh, WWE.
Tell him about your hand shaking.
Yeah, because my arms were tired.
Your arms
Your
were
arms are
tired.
tired.
He was a bit nervous. You shook your arm out. You ran up.
Shaking.
You kicked the ball. What happened?
And I went through the goal.
You went in the goal and you scored the winning
I
penalty.
know he was jumping, don't you?
You scored the winning penalty, didn't you? In the cup final. That was brilliant, baby.
Go on.
Ah,
We've got to get ready now for bed.
you
Go
scored
on.
the winning penalty. So I was very proud of him. I was very proud of him. Back to Turkey is beautiful. I've also been to Turkey. Loved it in Turkey. Hi, Ronnie. Hi, Grant's been watching, but I've just joined you. Hi, Debs. Debs, now listen. Will you be able to contain your bladder this evening? That's what we want to know. I was in Florida for my 18th birthday, and Miami was my first flight. How long's that, John? About 8 or 9 hours, is it more? Maybe more than that? Wow. I'll tell you what. Steph's always fancied America. I've had opportunities to work in America, but I couldn't take that flight. I'm quite a big fella, and I know the planes are a little bit bigger, but honestly, nowadays, 10, 12 hours, I couldn't do it. The only way I could do that is over 2 stints. If I could fly halfway and then fly again. That's one place I've always wanted to take you. She said, who said that? John says, I love Rome. I love Rome.
We wanted to go there.
Hi, Ronnie. Well done. Football. Ronnie scoring the winning penalty. Thank you, Sharon. Ronnie for England. I say, well done. You're a winner. Thank you, Julie. Evie Blue. Ronnie is going to break a few hearts when he's older. Oh, bless. And hi, Ronnie. Well done. Deb, hi, Ronnie. Hi, Ronnie, says Mary. Congratulations for Saturday. Well done, says JJ. Saw your video. It was brilliant, says Donna. Dad was
me jumping in the background.
she said, and Dad was the loudest cheering. Yeah, that's probably true. Tenerife Vlogcast. Hey, there's that superstar footballer that all Tenerife are talking about. Ah, bless Rick and Shelley. Again, big shout to Rick and Shelley. Make sure you get yourselves over if you haven't already. This is mainly my following because we have a lot of friends from over their side. That Tenerife Vlogcast is a cracking channel, and actually Rick's been kind enough to show me the ropes. I'm only a beginner at this. I'm only starting out, and it's all very amateur. But Rick's actually helped me such an incredible amount, and a lot of your Rick and Shelley's followers have come over. So go and subscribe to that Tenerife Vlogcast and go and look at how it's done properly. Also, while you're at it, go and see.
We've actually been quite tame tonight. I think we've been quite good.
We'll get a little bit raucous. Apparently, we're the X-rated version of Rick and Shelley. Also,
no, we're good.
Also, go and join Shelley's personal page, Shelley Singer as well. Go and check it. I hope I've got that right. Looking down here, so yes, John Payton is that? Loves Rome. I've always wanted to take you there. You love culture and history and stuff.
I've never really been one to go sunbathe. So I love looking at it. Do you know where I've always wanted to go? Ireland.
Like, got to come to. I've got to take.
I've always wanted. It's so daft.
When we can, I'd love to take you
I've
home.
always wanted
Because
to
tell
go
them
Ireland.
what do you miss about that? As much as you love being here.
Green. I miss green.
Weed is what she's saying.
Grass and trees, and I miss the smell. Do you know the smell of good cut grass? I miss.
Not for
that.
a hay fever sufferer.
Oh,
or
it just moans the whole time, and I'm like, yes, and he's like,
Oh, yeah. Debs would also like to go to Cuba. I talked to Dad about that. Dad went to Cuba. He said it was a lovely place.
Beautiful,
So
isn't it?
beautiful, but there was such poverty outside of, like, Havana. Just to what Sharon said, Abby did well too. Absolutely, Abby did great. She'd never ever kicked a football before we started this 8-week course, and she's done it now, and she's getting better and better every week because she listens well, doesn't she? That Tenerife Vlogcast says CP karaoke with MLJ. Watch this space. Quite right. So if you haven't seen it over on Tenerife Vlogcast, they do carpool karaoke, but we call it CP karaoke because they don't want to get sued from James Corden. So come over there. At the moment, they've also got some brilliant videos. They've got acts like Stacey Lou, I think's her name, the girl that's cracking voice. I hope I'll get her. Stacey Lou, Blues Brothers, Soul Brothers on there. Who else we got? Oh, Shelley must have sung on that. Who else have I seen? I've seen someone else. Recently, Lady Gaga, Katie J. She's on there. That's the new one. And hopefully later in the week or next week, I'll be joining a little sing song in the car.
Are you going to be over?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Otherwise,
you really want the X-rated version with the clean version?
Otherwise, people won't know it's me, will they? So yes, I'll be joining Rick and Shelley for that. I'd love to. Beautiful place, Ireland.
I've always wanted to go, and it's.
My granddad was Irish. My dad's Irish.
Jump.
I want to take
I had a sea when I was in England.
It's just green everywhere. You'd love it. I actually want to take you to Powers Court Gardens.
And the only other thing is that I can't stand Guinness. And he said Guinness is different in Ireland. I was like, is it?
Tell her. Anybody that's had Guinness in Ireland.
I can't picture that.
Guinness here.
I think it's bitter.
Especially Guinness here. Not a lot of it sold. Only a few bars sell it. Unless it's St Patrick's Day and the flow's good on it. Most of the. Well, what it is if somewhere's busy and they sell a lot of Guinness, the lines that they put it through are clean and it's not sitting in a barrel. Yeah, so when it's coming through clean, the head's nice and white. When you hold it up to the light, it's sort of a dark red colour. It's not actually black, it's dark red when you hold it to the light. It's smoother and creamy and milky, right? But when it's been sitting here in a pub and no one's bought it, one person's bought a pint that week, you've got like an old Guinness in there that's sitting there, the head's going yellow and it's getting bitter and sort of stale. So when you sip it, it's really like whiskey face, yeah? So that's what that is. Yeah, Ireland is beautiful and lush. You need Corfu if you want history. A beautiful place is Julie Phelps. Yeah, lovely. That's another part of Greece, isn't it? Shane's saying hi to Rick. Good man that he is. Sharon's reminded me of Soul Brothers. I think I said that one. Time for a refill, says John. Go and do it, mate. Defo Michael, we'll have to get it sorted, says that Tenerife Vlogcast. We'll do that, mate. I'm at your disposal. 30 people in the house, but only 15 thumbs up. Hit the like button, Pete. Rick, I appreciate it. That's probably my fault. I was getting on my soapbox and talking about masks and
this is the last conversation we'll have
and controversial things. So we're going into the fun things now, and we'll talk about everybody drinks Guinness. They don't, girl.
I don't like it.
Weird ones don't.
When I was pregnant, get that. When I was
which time?
Yeah. First time.
That narrows it down.
Shut up. When I was pregnant, I was anemic, and they went to me, drink red wine or have a Guinness. And I went, I thought you weren't supposed to drink when you're pregnant. And I was like, no, that will be fine. It will help you with your iron. I was like,
JJ's on the Bacardi and Coke. Love it. Right, so next subject, right? Next topic we've got to talk about. We were talking about this the other day, and Steph said that will be a cracking. Look at her. You can't see this, but she's playing with his WWE figures. Trying to get her to concentrate. It's like working with like a goldfish. She's either staring at the screen. Susan Llewellyn don't like Guinness either. But Susan, have you ever had a Guinness in Dublin? Because this is my point. A Guinness in your average pub, that if it's not, you know what I mean? If it's not specialist, if it's not a busy pub for it, if they don't make a big thing of it, it just happens to serve it like it sells Carlin, Foster's, Kronenberg, whatever, right? That. So you got to have it there. Yes, Guinness is beautiful in Ireland, says Trish. It's totally different.
Gonna have to try it. I come back a proper alcoholic.
Well, yeah, completely different in Ireland.
That's mad to me.
Well, when we're ever allowed, and if I'm ever allowed off this island, we'll go to that island. Drink Mackesons when pregnant. Yes, good for the iron levels. Mackesons is another one. My nan drinks that when her iron's low. She has a little bit.
What's
yeah,
that?
It's another stout.
Is it like a bitter?
Yeah, it's a stout, a bit like Guinness. It's also black, but it's not. It's like Guinness, Mackesons, Murphy's. You ever seen that? Actually, yes. In the George, I'm at the George on Sunday. They do Kilkenny. Hayley and I were drinking that on St Patrick's Day. Kilkenny's sort of another stout. You've probably seen it. It looks like a beer, but it's halfway between a beer and a Guinness, and it goes all cloudy and then settles. It's so hypnotic. It's hypnotic. It's like therapeutic.
It sounds so nice.
Shut up, woman. So the next subject we were talking about, and you said this because
there's a reason behind this.
If I could get a word.
No, you're not allowed to be married.
Go on.
No, go on, you're
Oh! No, go on,
No,
explain.
I'm giving you permission, that's all.
Sorry, I don't want to.
Let's see how stubborn we are.
No, because we will both just sit here in silence until tomorrow morning.
Yeah, we might.
So we were talking the other day to actually the kids' football coach, and he's actually Irish, and he was saying that he's finding it hard to learn Spanish, and he wants to pick up on his Spanish. And we were talking about when we've all been learning, and Steph does like a baby Guinness. You were down in the baby Guinnesses.
Burnt.
Yeah, we were talking about when you're learning Spanish, if you've ever, two people have given us a thumbs down. Wow, wicked.
Still boring conversation.
Yeah, get a life. Anyway, so anyway, we were talking about shame on you giving us a thumbs down. Shame.
Oh, is that Michael again?
Yeah. So anyway, listen. We were talking about trying to learn. This is the fourth time I've tried to say this. She's interrupting me. Well, I'm not doing. You doing it. You doing it. I've got to check something.
On your fit.
No.
Hi. This is how it works. Right, we was at Ronnie's football. And he's the kids' football coach wants to learn Spanish, and he was like, "How do you learn Spanish?" And he said he's doing classes, he's doing, and I said, "Don't do that." I said it's the equivalent of learning the Queen's English. You know when you hear people that have learned English and they're like, "Oh, would you like a cup of tea?" We go, we don't say that. It's like, "You want a tea?" It's completely different. So you just learn off the streets. It's just easier. He said, "Why? Do you have a lot of Spanish friends?" I said, "Yeah, I've got a good handful of Spanish friends that help me learn Spanish and stuff like that." He said, "Have you ever made any mistakes?" I went, "A few." And he was like, "What do you mean a few?" And I went, "Okay, breathe. Okay, when I was first learning how to roll my R's. Roll my R's.
Sorry, she's all right. I could hear her, baby.
I was in.
Your head's got big. You've got in big head mode.
Yeah, because I have to now read. I was in Mercadona and I was practicing to say sorry in Spanish, it's lo siento. To say, oh, excuse me, it's perdón.
So a bit like pardon.
No,
but with an E, perdón. But you rolled a double R.
Yeah.
You rolled a R.
So I was practicing it. And I was in Mercadona and I accidentally crashed trolleys with another woman. And she looked up at me and she was like, "What's your problem?" And I looked up at her. When I look and concentrate on people and I'm thinking I have natural resting bitch face, I'm like, gave her a proper dirty look to this woman. And I went, "Perro." If anyone doesn't know what that means dog. I looked at the woman and instead of saying, "Oh, perdón," I went, "Oh, perro."
So she basically looked up at a woman with a screw face on.
And I called the woman a dog.
You called her a bitch.
And she went, "Oh," and I smiled. I went, like, "Oh, sorry." I went, "Oh, perro."
Bad mistakes.
Instead of Michael coming to my rescue, he decides to laugh and leave me to. The woman was disgusted with me, said a load of words I have absolutely no idea what she was saying. I walked off.
I'm not surprised you called her a dog.
I didn't mean to call her a dog, but I've had there's so many people here that's made so many mistakes.
Shuffle over. Tell Elaine's one.
No, you're better at that one.
So our friend, the lovely Elaine Alexander, told us a story about when she was first learning Spanish. And the word for chicken is pollo.
Pollo.
The word for a man's bits is polla. One letter difference.
Just a little different.
Pollo, polla. Pollo, polla. Very simple, very close. She actually walked into a butcher shop straight-faced and asked if she could have a penis cut into quarters. So she was trying to get her chicken cut up.
The hardest thing about learning language is the
no,
mistakes.
the next bit was the butchers understood what she meant, but were making a joke out of it. So they were going, "I've got to stand up with this."
Oh, poor Elaine.
Do you remember? No, do you remember? They were going, "So you want it? You want it about there, yeah?" We want to cut it in quarters. Just about this much, about there.
Oh, I would have died.
Oh,
I would have died.
That's a good.
So
let us know if you. This is going to lead us on to our next topic. Let us know. Move over a bit, Bubby. Let me get in. Let us know if you have any stories about embarrassing experiences. Whether that's
I ordered.
Sharon ordered pollo. The question is, Sharon, did you get it? Did you get it? Yeah, let us know if you've had any embarrassing stories, or maybe you've tried to speak a language.
My favourite word is drawers. You know when you go in there and you want to go buy some drawers. Well, it's very, very close to the word testicles. Very, very.
Oh yeah, it's cojones and cojones, isn't it?
No, cajones and CA.
Yeah.
Cajones is drawers.
No.
Cojones.
Oh, cot and cat. Cajones.
Ca and co. Cajones is drawers. Cojones is testicles. So you can go in the shop and go, do you have any drawers, please? But if you make a mistake, game over.
I've actually just thought of another one.
Game over.
But remember, Granddad's watching. I've actually thought of another one. When Ronnie was a little baby and you went into the pharmacy.
No, I was with Ellie. Oh.
Was it with Lily?
No, I was with Ellie.
Oh, I thought you said it was with Lily. Yeah, go on. Tell them what happened. You went in.
Have you seen those butchers?
Right. Have you seen those butchers? She's saying. Oh dear. First time in Tenerife, tried to order cuts of ham. Nearly got the whole animal. A lovely Spanish lady rescued us. Brilliant. I was a golf pro. This is that from Tenerife vlog, guys. I think this is a story with it. I was a golf pro in Holland speaking Dutch. And I said to a woman, now your left hand is on the club. Please place your right hand, but not on your penis. Because pinky is the little finger and pick is penis. She laughed. Mind you, if you're a good enough coach, mate, those are the perks that come with it. Those are the perks that come with it.
I get so embarrassed with things.
So tell the story when you went in a pharmacy and you tried to order a dummy for Ronnie. Do you remember that?
Well, the way that he took it was wrong, and I went in and I said, "Do you want a chuba?" But because I was still learning Spanish, and I was like, "Do you want?" instead of "Do you have?" So I was saying, "Do you want chuba?" And he was looking at me like.
She asked him if he wanted a suck.
Yeah.
You was a while in there, if I remember right.
Ellie was with me, and she was straight faced just as I was.
I do remember you being a while.
Because I was still learning Spanish, I was getting everything wrong, and I was going, "Do you want a chuba?" And I was going,
"Do you want sucking?"
And he just looked at me and he was like, "What?"
JJ says so funny. Evie Blues laughing.
Oh my god, I'm not been in that shop ever since.
But you made a friend for life.
Oh my god! And as soon as I realised what I said, because he corrected my English.
Keeps trying to add her on Facebook.
It literally, and then he corrected me and he said, "I speak English." I said, "Oh, do you have any dummies?" And he went, "Do you know what you just said to me?" And I was looking at him going, "Yeah, do you have any dummies?" And he went, "No." And he corrected everything I said. And I just looked at him and I just died. Ellie just died. And I was going, "That's the last time I'm ever going in there again."
Then he undid his trousers.
Oh, stop it!
He was supposed to be on his break. Right, listen, the next one, this made me laugh. This is a reverse one now.
Oh, that memory.
Now, don't correct me on this story because I sometimes don't get the details right. But oh no, people think that's very funny. But I think it's funny.
That's one of the worst memories I've had.
We have a Spanish friend, right? She was learning English and she wasn't so good. And she was she was holidaying in London and she was doing all the whole tourist things, Buckingham Palace and everything. And she
not over that bloody memory.
I bet he still dreams about it.
Oh, that was so bad.
Yeah, so she was in England and she had someone to disagree with her and she got an upset stomach, right? So she went into a pharmacist and she was worried about she was going to fly that day, and there's nothing worse when you got the runs, right?
She wasn't well. She felt sick.
I said to you, can't correct me because it's funny on my way, whether I got this right or not. So, sorry, what happened? Sorry, darling. We always argue over this. She didn't feel sick. That's why she wanted something for the flight to stop her going. That's why this is anyway. Right. So, sorry. She had an upset stomach and diarrhea and couldn't stop going to the toilet, but she had a flight that same day and she was panicking about what she was going to do on the flight, and she didn't want to be, when the old seatbelt signs on, you can't go to the toilet, and she was panicking about that. So she's trying to ask the pharmacist for like Imodium or something like that to stop her going, and she went in and couldn't articulate herself. Well, for those of you that don't speak Spanish, he asked her what was the problem, and in Spanish she told him she was constipado.
Constipado.
What do you think? Have a guess what constipado means. What would you think if somebody came into your chemist and said, "I've got this problem with my stomach, I'm constipado"? What would you do? What would you do? I'll tell you what you'd do. You'd think she meant constipated, and you would give her a laxative, and that's exactly what he did. She constipado means unwell, doesn't it? Like sick. Yeah, she told him she was constipado. He translated that. They call that false friends when a word in Spanish sounds like a word in English, but it's actually not that word. So he gave her laxatives, so she took them on top of the diarrhea, explosive diarrhea. She took the laxatives and then got on the plane. So I'll leave, mate. She must have been crapping through the eye of a needle. Oh, don't delete that. That's funny. Yeah, so that's the thing I felt about her. So guys, tell me some of your embarrassing situations. Doesn't have to be with language. Yeah.
Jesus.
Rick's making people laugh in the chat.
Oh, bless him.
Yeah, so let's have a look on there. That's any funny stories coming back. Spanish fans.
That was memories brought back. Honestly, I was.
You're still cringing about the chemist, aren't you?
Right to his face. It was just a normal shop. It was a shop in.
Come forward a bit. You feel a million miles.
I look skinnier. No, stay there.
No, I want to be skinny. I'm going to Limerick.
No, now you just look wider.
Shut up! I'll tell you what, I thought of an embarrassing story whilst you all think of some. Interact, guys. Let me know in the chat if you had any experiences like this. So don't judge me for this.
Is it about you or is it about me?
I was young. I needed the money. It's about me.
Oh my God, it's about you. I don't care.
Oh, I've got one about you in a minute. It's brilliant. Really embarrassing. So come forward. I don't like it. Please.
Oh.
Naughty girl. Yeah, that's how much you're coming forward.
Yes, this is my place.
Right. If we was in Mercadona, you'd be dead now. So when I was about 13, there was a girl that lived next door, right? She was a friend of mine. And
is this still about languages?
well, no, it's not about languages. I'm moving on to something else because we haven't got much going on in the chat. Look, talk to us, guys. We haven't got much going on in the chat, and you keep moving away. And if I walk away, you won't know what to say. So I thought of another embarrassing, funny story, right? Has anyone ever been through this? So the girl next door was the same age as me, 13 or 14, and she had this little friend, right, who wasn't the best looking girl in the world.
Oh, this story.
She wasn't the best looking girl in the world. Now look, don't judge me. At my age now, I wouldn't react like this, right? But you know when you're a young boy and they tell you someone likes you and you're like, oh, no, girls, right? So she called me over to her house. I went round there, sat down, and we're watching TV. Just me and her, sitting in the living room. And she says, oh, by the way, but the way she did it, because you know when you're kids, rather than saying my friend likes you, she was going, oh, I know you fancy my mate. I've got a feeling you like Natalie. You like Natalie. You really like my mate. And because she was accusing me of it, right, and I'm a young boy, I basically went, oh, no, I don't. You're joking, aren't you? And she was like, no, you do. I bet you do. I've seen her. I've seen how you look at her. I think you like her. So I really protest too much and go on about, oh, have you seen her face? She's got this and she's got that. And she wears her hair tied back so fast, her face looks like a centipede. And I was really laying into her, telling her and trying to protest why I didn't fancy this girl. And she was going, oh, she likes you. And I was going, she's got no chance. I wouldn't kiss her in a million years. Oh, mate, she's disgusting. And the girl's going to me, stop. And I'm going, don't tell me to stop. Your mate's a dog. She's so ugly. I've seen better heads on hammers. She's as ugly as war. I'm not being funny. I've seen better heads on spots. The tide wouldn't take her out. She couldn't get a whistle off a boiling kettle. And I'm going into one, just protesting about the fact that I didn't find her friend attractive. Remember, I'm 13. I stopped to take a breath, and all I hear is, and I can't work out where it's coming from. And I look down the side of the chair that I'm sitting on, and she's hid behind the settee because she basically wants to hear what I think of her. God. And I let her know that I didn't think much of her. And like a coward, I got up and ran home. I just got up and ran home. So let us know. Don't judge me for that. I was only a young boy. Let us know if you've had any experiences like that where you put your foot in it. Oh no, bless her. And if I knew I knew where she was now, I'd apologise to her. Oh, it's just so mortifying. It's ridiculous. That's really funny. Let's have a look. Grant's going to get a JD and Coke Zero. Loving all that, mate. I've got Jack Daniels. I've not got any Coke. No, this is embarrassing, says Mary. Tomorrow I become an OAP. Happy birthday, Mary. Don't be embarrassed by that.
No, my love, not at
aging beautifully. Right, let's have a look at that. Said how it was then, John. Do I ever do anything else, mate? And that
Poor baby girl. I
Yeah.
really hope you ain't done damage to her.
maybe I've inspired her. Maybe she's gone away and now she's a catwalk model because no. Maybe she's explaining.
Maybe she thinks, oh,
Maybe that's the
lucky
reason.
break.
Maybe that's the reason for all the bad luck. Perhaps she's got a voodoo doll of me or something. She's sticking
What
pins.
bad luck?
Sticking pins. Shall I answer that? So happy birthday to Mary. Lots of love from us. So we've got a little story, a little anecdote from that Tenerife vlogcast. My mum and stepdad ran a holiday complex and I was sat at the bar when my stepdad walked past. I said, "Hi, Derek. This bloke said he's a great bloke, but I can't stand his wife," talking about your mum. Oh no. So somebody so your dad walked past and you addressed him by your first name, went, "Hey, Derek," and a stranger said, "Oh, Derek's all right, but I can't stand his wife," but was actually talking about your mum. Did you let him know? Did you tell him? That's my mum you're talking about?
Oh no.
Mate, few people talking to Mary in the chat, wishing her happy birthday. We've been on for a little while, so unless anybody's got any other funny anecdotes, we are going to go.
We've had an hour of Michael ranting about COVID.
Yeah, well, this is
apologies.
why I'm trying to lighten the mood, and we'll tell some funny stories, but there's not many floating about. Let's have some funny stories from you guys, or funny anecdotes, or when you've ever made an embarrassing mistake. What's the? Yes, I told him, and he crawled away like a mouse. Oh, mortifying. Should I tell the other one about the beast?
We've all done this one. We've all
No,
done this.
have we all
We've
done
all
it?
done this. We've all done this.
So again, this makes me sound like a terrible person.
He is a terrible person.
I'm not. So I just hope you know now that I've grown and matured and I was very young. So again, I was just young enough to be going out and drinking in pubs. Shut up. Going out and drinking in pubs with my friends, right? And you know when there's one girl in the group that takes a liking to you and follows you around and don't leave you alone. And she just kept on begging me for my number.
Change her name.
Give me a number, give me a number, give me a number. And so in the end I said to her, "All right, have you got a pen?" And she went, "Yeah." I went, "Well, shouldn't you get in it before the farmer realises you're gone?"
You didn't tell me that.
No, that's a joke. That's a joke.
Oh my god.
That's not true.
That's evil.
That's not true. That's not true. I'm joking. I was trying to get a laugh. So this one girl followed me around, right? Now, not me, but she wasn't very pretty.
Why is it all about looks?
It's not all about looks, clearly, because I married you. So if you want proof, we've all seen your concentration reading face.
Listen, we've got cute kids.
We have got beautiful kids, and
So
you're
it has to come from my side.
and you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah. So that was mortified. So anyway, another time, another girl was following me about, and she wasn't very pretty. There was a couple of pretty ones in the group that we used to drink with, and one was not pretty. Right.
Evil.
So
You're
the
such an evil
the boys, they nicknamed her the Beast.
Honestly,
The
you're an
Beast,
evil,
right?
evil teenager.
The girl needs to go to Specsavers. They nicknamed her the Beast, right? So one afternoon, I finished work a little early, and I popped in. One of my friends was working in the pub behind the bar, so I popped in. I'm sitting in the bar and I'm chatting away with my friend, right? And she happens to be in there, and she spots me and makes a beeline for me. But now she won't leave, and I'm waiting for my other friends to come, and they're telling me they're on their way, but they're ages, right? So she comes and pulls up the chair, and we'll wait a minute. She comes and pulls up the chair, and she's sitting next to me, and she won't leave me alone. And I'm trying to be nice, I'm being cordial. Yeah, nice to see you. Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm just waiting for the boys. Are you coming out with me tonight? Are you coming out? Oh, I don't know yet. Just having a couple with the boys. Oh, nice to see you. I'm trying to steer the conversation around. Then I pretend that my phone's ringing so I can get up and walk away on my phone. When I come in, I think she's gone. She comes back again and sits down. And to be honest, she's doing my head in, right? Because she won't take no for an answer. So I text my mate, right? I text my mate, please hurry up because the Beast is sitting next to me and I can't fucking get rid of her, right? And her phone dings next to me and she pulls it out of her pocket and goes, "Oh, you've messaged me." And looks at it and her face drops, right? And she goes, "Who's the Beast?" Right? Who's the Beast?
Mortifying.
So I have to go.
Mortifying.
I have to go. I've got to tell you the truth, right?
Which was a lie.
Which was a lie. My mate Peanut really fancies you, and he calls you the sexy beast.
Oh.
Yeah, and I don't want to step on his toes, so you need to hurry up and talk to her because you know you're his girl and not mine. And she went, oh, but I don't like him. I like you. Yeah, but he calls you the sexy beast. So I really think, which was good enough for me to get out of trouble. Didn't hurt the girl's feelings. Yeah, and then it was Peanut's problem for the next 2 years. So he actually had no
Yeah, but
problem.
afterwards, when
He later on told her what I meant by it and why I called her the beast. But I was actually good to her because when I saw her 5 years later, she'd had a gastric band and lost about 12 stone. So in a way, I inspired her to change her life. I'm just joking. I'm joking. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. Right, we've got some funny stories here. Let's read it. So yeah, that was that. That was the story of the beast. Bless her. I won't say her real name, Katie Alloway. So no, it's not. It's not. I've made a name up. I've made a name up. I'm just waiting to get a reaction out of you. Right. So I have a question for you both. How are you finding the lives? We all know you have an amazing voice, but how are you finding these lives? I think you're both doing a cracking job. You're very kind, Rick. I think this has been the worst show that we've ever done.
Because you.
No, yeah, because
he doesn't know when to
No,
stop.
because I brought the mood down a little bit with all the mask talk and all the ridiculous
This is
rules. And
typical Michael.
but she ain't stopped interrupting me tonight, right? And she ain't stopped talking over me.
Tonight?
Yeah, no, but you can't do it on camera. And she ain't stopped leaning in and reading things off the chat and just pulling this face at people.
It's my sexy face.
It's your sexy
My
face.
sexy face.
So I don't feel like this has flowed very well. We've not had the same amount of love. What we need is Debs and Grant back again. Or we need to do it in front of a live audience because then we feed off all the laughter.
Yes.
Feed
Not
off-
just that. Debbie was brilliant.
Debbie was wetting herself.
Debbie was brilliant. It
But
was
you know
such
what?
a picture you didn't want to come on camera.
People seem to like the lives and they asked us to do it. I think we're a little bit less on the viewership because we're not on Tuesday, we're on Monday because of the football.
Yeah, I think
And
it was a
also,
good day.
I did a crappy Saturday night live singing because I was drunk. So
No, you didn't. It wasn't.
I think
crappy.
maybe
It
we've
just
lost a few.
It was just drunk.
So here's one. Sharon Edens, she used to fancy her English teacher and was daydreaming one day about him in a lesson. He spoke to me and I came.
What?
Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry. I thought we were getting. I thought we were. Rewind. I spoke to him and I came to and said, yes, darling. She was mortified.
Oh,
That's a bit better than.
That's sweet.
That's a bit better than
though.
you was in class daydreaming about him. He spoke to you and you came.
Yeah, because he stopped the sentence at the wrong time.
Yeah, that was my fault. But that would
Typical Michael.
would have been more embarrassing. Do you want to tell any teachers about stories about teachers?
I'm going to headbutt you.
Would you like to tell any stories about teachers?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
Shall I tell it?
No.
Shall I tell it?
No.
Big shout to Stub. Right, here we go. More
Okay, so just gonna beat the crap
Right,
out of him.
Sharon. I agree, Rick. Great battle between Michael and Steph. Thank you very much. Gail says, I liked a footballer, was looking for him, then I suddenly bumped into someone and it was him. I wanted the floor to open, never felt so embarrassed.
Oh.
And did you get him in the end? Was it Rob? Was it Rob you were searching for? Cracking, mate. Love the lives. John says cracking. Evie Blue says she loved the lives. Mary says it's all part of us. It's all good. Deb will be back in a few weeks. Good, Deb. What are you saying? We'll go King of Judah, have some cocktails, make you wet yourself. I prefer the lives as an atmosphere. We're gonna try and do an out and about later on in the week because we still need to see Hayley. Hayley had a nightmare day the other day. It's not my place to tell you what went on, but she just had a nightmare and wasn't really in any sort of place to come. You putting faces on me?
No, I just read what John just wrote.
How are you reading? You got super glasses.
Yeah,
today.
with glasses, yeah.
Super duper glasses. Ended up locking a teacher in a cupboard as was doing my heading through
That's
the lessons.
cracking.
Superb.
That is brilliant. I love stories like that. I know we shouldn't, but when we look back on life, you think, worth it. Worth it.
Donnie said my Saturday night show was great. Thanks, mate.
Oh.
I don't know. I wasn't feeling it. I didn't think it was great. Right, we're going to go in about 15 minutes or so. So get your questions ready for Ask Us Anything. Ask us anything about Tenerife, about things going on, about funny stories, and we'll either tell.
No more about COVID.
No, well, you keep bringing it up. You brought it up 4 times since we stopped here. So bring it up. Keep bringing it up. Yeah, that's a typical word, isn't it? Typical word. Do you remember when you did that 14 years ago?
Yes.
Leave me alone. Right, so another one from Sharon. Local disco, one of the lads had an air pistol. Being a tit, he shot at me and hit my arse. She says it's a big target. Someone called the police. I ended up in the police station having my backside photographed.
Did you really?
I was actually, that reminds me of another story. So,
Did you really?
yeah. So, my dad, two stories he always tells, right? And his brother only confessed who it was about 2 years ago. Do you remember this? He said he was riding his bike and someone shot him in the arse with an air rifle and he fell off the bike because he got shot in the bum cheek. And his brother Bobby only confessed about 2 years ago, yeah, that was me. And he goes, and I came home and somebody had sold my snooker table was gone, and Bobby only confessed 2 years ago that he'd sold it to the kid down the road and bought the air rifle with the money. He was like, I love that snooker table, I love that snooker table. And apparently his brother Bobby sold his dog as well. He had a little dog that he was in love with his little dog, and he sold his dog, sold his thing.
God, I love brothers love.
And then he went, I never knew you did that. And Bobby went, you beat me up, and you beat our brother Johnny up. And he went, well, I didn't know which one it was, so I'll beat you both up just in case. Siblings. First year of senior school, I took the door off the hinges, says John. Sounds like you were a naughty boy, John.
I like that.
So, another Michael Senior story. We're in Brannigan's, not in Tenerife, but in London. It was actually Romford, Essex. We're in Brannigan's. And we just got a new job, a building job, land deal, and my dad bought some champagne, right? So he was being all flashy, he had it in a bucket, and he was just opening. He was trying to open it, and you know when you're trying to do the cork and you can't do it, and it was just packed in there. And he popped the cork, and it flew across the bar and smacked some bird in the head. Right, got her square in the head. She started crying. I was like, oh no. He went over to apologise. 2 minutes later, he's buying her a drink and apologising. 5 minutes later, he's going, you can drink that, we're leaving. He took her home. He's cheeky though. He's another time we were in Brannigan's. It was packed, and you know when you're squeezing past people before social distancing, she was squeezing past.
Mick isn't shy.
He's not shy.
He's not shy. He doesn't think before he speaks.
A girl with a rather big couple of drinks, shall we say? No, a couple of the boobies.
Lungs.
She squeezed past him, right? And they were right there. And he looked at her, she looked at him, and he looked down and he went, nice to meet you both.
Who says that?
My dad is who says that. Come on, Debs and Grant, you can testify. Sharon, you can testify to this, what he's like.
Mick, it's just mortifying.
Dear, oh dear. So JJ says, first date I went on and got locked in the toilet.
Oh.
No. I've escaped out of a toilet window before on a date. What did you do with the Irish fella you went on a date with one? Think you get your friends and rescue you?
I've done that a few times.
Yeah.
I've done it a few times. Every woman has a code when you go on a first date.
Tell them about our first date.
No.
Tell them about our first date.
I was too shy. I was shy.
So we'd met before, and then we'd been talking on Facebook. We had a 7-hour conversation, hadn't we? And I loved her. I already loved her by then, so I knew I was going to marry her. I loved her. So we went to go and have our first proper date. The second time we were going to meet, but the first proper date, right? And sorry about that. First proper date. I turned up to meet her at Colchester Station, yeah, because I still lived away from you. And
you wanted to meet originally at Liverpool Street, and I was just like, no, I don't want to go on.
Was that right? I don't remember that.
You said Liverpool Street, and I said no. I said come closer towards me. That was
no. Deb's too escaped a date via a bathroom window. Yeah, but he got you in the end, didn't he? He's a fast runner, is Grant. Yeah, he's a lovely man, great effort. Drove my mum's Mini into the garage door, breaking the headlights. She blamed my brother. Awesome, Sharon. Sharon's a little rebel, mate.
Yeah.
So on our first date, right, I came off the train. She was waiting on the platform, and I sort of waved at her, and I thought, oh wow, she's even prettier than I remember. So I crossed over the platform. She just wouldn't look at me. She wouldn't look at me, right? So I thought, oh God, maybe she's disappointed now. Like she's seen me again. Dickhead. Yeah. So I walk over there. We save that story for a minute. I walk over and I go, hey, how you doing, Steph? What do you want to do? Looking at the floor. Where do you want to go? Don't mind. What do you want to do? Don't mind. So I had a little bit of money in my pocket. I had about 300 quid. I thought I was a millionaire. I was like, do you want to go and eat? She went,
back in the day.
Not bothered. I said, do you want to get a drink? Do you want to go cinema? I don't mind really. She's looking down at me, right? Literally, I was like, she don't like me. She hates me. So we walk from there to the town centre, and it's about a 15-minute walk while I'm trying my hardest to work all the conversation. So how you been? Have you been out? Have you been out? I've been looking forward to this. Oh, I'm hungry. What do you want? I've got a little money. We can go anywhere. You're like, oh, I don't mind. Whatever. Yeah, whatever. And I was like, she actually hates me. So at one point I stop and think, well, this is pointless. I've come all this way. This is going. I was like, this is going nowhere. I was like, clearly, clearly you're not into me, right? You clearly changed your mind or whatever. So I'm gonna go, yeah. And then I stopped, and she was like, "Oh, this is Castle Park. This is where the old castle was." And I was like, "Okay, at least she's talking to me now, right?" Still doesn't look at me. I'm thinking she's probably not interested. So I take a breath to go, "Listen, Steph, I understand, yeah, you're not into this, and you just let's just leave it." She talks again. "I used to go to that bar. They used to do a reggae night. You used to put your fingerprint in the way in. I had some I had some good nights in there." So she's spoken again, but that's the only two things I've got out of her in like 20 minutes. So I go, "All right." So I said, "Where do you want to go?" So I was like, "Do you want to go this place? Do you want to go this restaurant?" And I've got all this money, so I can buy her a nice meal, right, and a drink or whatever. And she goes, "I really fancy Pizza Hut." Those of you that know Steph. So I went, "Really? You don't want to go somewhere more special?" And I don't mind. We can go to this restaurant and this place looks nice. I went, "I want pizza."
Feed me.
She went, "I want a large meat feast with bacon and mushrooms on it and a stuffed crust." So we walk in Pizza Hut, and she sits down, and so she goes, "Yeah, a large meat feast, side salad, some wedges, chicken wings." And so I went, "Oh, yeah, that'd be lovely." And she went, "No, you're not sharing it with me. That's mine."
I was so skinny back then as well.
Right, so I went, "Well, I won't eat a whole large pizza on my own." She went, "Oh, I suppose you can share it." She ate 9 of the 12 slices of pizza, and I had to wrestle 3 slices out of her hand, and that was only because I was trying to be polite on the day.
I was being polite.
But she still didn't look at me. We went over to Yates's Wine Lodge. I'll never forget.
No, we went to the playhouse.
Yes, we did. We went there first. Right, I thought I've got to bring her out of herself. She'd been out the night before and was hungover. So guess what I did? I was a gentleman. I slapped her on the arse and bought her a Sambuca. We did a flaming Sambuca, then I bought her an Archers and lemonade. Then she started to open
the
up
old classics.
And she says my posture was really bad. But you know why?
I remember that.
That's because I was leaning in trying to get something out of you while you just stared at the table.
Yeah, you was like this.
Right? And she wouldn't even talk to me.
I remember looking at you going, what's
because
wrong with
it
your,
was,
what's
mate,
going on
it was just, it was such. I should have known then. I should have known then. I should have known then what hard work it was.
I was
shy. Steph was so shy.
I was really shy.
And then this moment happened where she looked up at me and looked me in the eye, and she was so beautiful.
Aww.
And it was the barmaid. Oh, sorry.
I nearly said
no.
the ultimate C word.
No. She looked up at me, right? She looked up at me and she looked me in the eye, and then I realised why she wasn't talking to me, and it was because she liked me. And it's because she was so shy. She didn't know how to hold herself. She didn't know what to say, what to talk about. Can we get a close-up on his face?
No.
She liked me. And I could tell it wasn't just that. I'm going to go a little bit...
Then I got to know him.
And loved me then. I'm going to get a little bit cornier. She looked at me, and the eyes are the window to the soul, and I knew then she already loved me. And I loved her. She already loved me. And then we came out of there, we went Yates's. Then you started to talk to me a little bit more, and then you just relaxed. And then we promised we would go to the noodle bar on our second date, and we still never been. So that was the story of Steph on our first day. Right, I think we've got some comments here, or some stories. Ray Duffy's going on about this song again that I've never heard of and can't find. Ray, send it to me, mate. Send me the song. Million Miles from Nowhere. That's for me. Don't want no crazy people to find the way. Just let them fight and squabble all over the land. A million miles from. You just quoting the lyrics, right? I don't know that song. I don't know it. Tell me who sings. You still won't tell me who sings it, what era it was, what genre. Google,
write the lyrics down.
Find me the song.
If you don't know the title of it, write down the lyrics and see if anything reminds you, if anything comes up.
Grant says that Deb stalked him. He was trying to get away. I know. See, I know. This is it. This is when you get them. When you get them, this is it. You can't, they don't leave you alone.
After that day, I got a really, really, really bad kidney infection. And then I had 8 cold sores. 8!
Herpes.
Cold sores. Herpes. I was so sick.
Herpes, chlamydia.
I'm sick chicken.
And she tried to kiss me on the first date. I weren't having none of it. Gentlemen. So
Liar.
No, that's right. Let's move on.
Liar.
Let's move on. So that Tenerife vlogcast says Rick's first date with Shelley was in the UK. I said I have news. I'm moving to Tenerife in 2 weeks. Shelley thought, well, it looks like I'm going to be moving to Tenerife to live. Oh wow, what a woman! Right there, wicked. So she actually.
Oh, that's quite sweet.
Wow, and
Wow,
that's amazing. Steph, shy, says JJ. Yeah, imagine that. Sambuca over a piece of ice is amazing. John likes a little bit of that.
Sambuca kills me. Oh, I can't drink it anymore. It's one of my worst memories.
Right, so I'll wait for you. 5 minutes of ask us anything. Anything you want to know about, anything you want to know regarding Tenerife, upcoming shows, when we're going to do this again. You've just heard how we met and we heard that recently in our first date. Anything about us going on, any rules you want to know about, anything about Tenerife you're particularly missing that you want to know about, let us know. Go. Let's just stare at them until someone writes something. Oh, here we go.
Oh, okay.
See, it worked, that's it. I was trying to not have any dead air during this, but then all you had to do was stare at them. I met Rob at Ashton Gate, Bristol on his birthday. I insulted him and thought he was older than he was.
Lovely.
No, why?
God.
Yeah, it worked though. It worked though.
Isn't it funny when you look back on things and go, oh, did I do that? And how the hell are we still together?
I used to have a girlfriend, right?
You didn't.
I used to have a blow-up doll.
That's right.
I used to have a girlfriend, and when I first met her, I don't know if she might watch this. When I first met her, right, I was friends with her friend, and she kept bringing her, and she did nothing but take the mickey out of me. Nothing but take the mickey out of me, right?
That's how some people flirt, though.
She was, and I used to go to her, mate, don't bring her because she's a knob.
That really
I was
is.
like, don't bring her.
Seriously, how some people
I was
flirt.
like, don't bring her, she's an idiot. And she used to go, oh, I'm coming tonight, I'm bringing no name person. And I was like, please don't, because I can't stand a girl.
Isn't it bizarre, isn't it?
I was like, I've tried to be polite to
I've
her,
had friends.
and she just kept taking the mickey out of me. It turned out that was her way of flirting, and it was because she liked me. Again, I just get them, you know what I mean? They just fall in love. She didn't look at me either, and then when she looked at me, I could see that she loved me. Like the same, first time I met her sisters and her mum, same, all in love with me. All in love with me. Even the dog come and sat on my lap. Go on, carry on. Go on, what are you going to say?
Mr. Ego, wait, what? Are you not getting any attention that you have to literally, I want to say this sentence so badly, but we're on camera and I can't be myself.
Go on, what are you going to say? What are you going to say?
I know loads of people, like I've had dates in the past where people either, they're too intense, they're far too intense, or I remember I went on a blind date once, and
Did he bring his dog?
it was with a rugby player, you know the story, and
Did he bring his guide dog? White stick.
I remember we was in Clacton, and we went into the ocean. It was not
Did you
the
get
ocean, it's a restaurant called the Ocean.
Oh, okay.
And I remember him sitting there and we're talking.
You're giving all these details, he might come across this.
I don't give a damn. You're the worst date ever. Sort your shit out.
And if he does come across this, hopefully he'll clean it up and carry on watching.
And I just got what you said. And I
You've done me a
remember-
favour, mate. I've got 4 beautiful children now, so thank you for acting like this on the day.
Oh, well, I remember he was talking and a woman come to the bar, and while we was talking, he kept on doing this. So, say we were talking, he kept on going, and then he went, would you mind moving out the way, please? So,
On a date?
On a date, he made me move so then he could look up at this bird's skirt on a date.
No
That's not right.
way.
And I looked at him like this, and I'm going,
Didn't you buy her a sambuca and smack her on the bum?
no, not that time, I don't know.
No
maybe
class,
afterwards.
no
And
class.
I remember looking at him going, are you serious? And he was going, look at her, she's gorgeous. And I'm sitting there going,
Do you think that was his little immature way of trying to make you jealous? To stage if you was
I
interested?
know I did.
Mate, to gauge if you were like, oh, what about me?
I have no idea to this day what on earth was going through that bloke's mind.
Deb's got it about the ex-girlfriend. She was flirting with me. See, women spot these things in women's behaviour, like when men talk to women and women think it's innocent, but men know exactly what they're doing. It's true, isn't it? We're like a different species,
Yeah,
aren't we?
surprised. Like, yeah, because whenever, no, you are right.
You know what I mean?
But I'll never forget that bloke. And then afterwards, when I got up and I went, well, I'm going to go now. He goes, yeah, where we going next? I was going, you can stay with her. I'm going to go.
Did he?
No, he tried to follow me out, and I was like, bruv.
Yeah, but he had a plan B. You got to remind me, he had a plan B. Was she fitter than you?
She was gorgeous. I'm not going to put it down. I'm never going to diss a woman because some scumbag was being a pervert.
You still in-
She was beautiful.
You still in touch with her?
You're an absolute idiot.
You got her number?
You're an absolute idiot.
Okay.
You're an absolute idiot, but she was a beautiful woman. And do you know what? I would even say that, yes.
I wonder what you were going to say then.
I would-
I wonder what you were going to say then. I thought, blimey, this is a turn up for the books.
No, I don't blame any man looking at her. She's diamond. She's gorgeous.
Yeah, but she might have had a right attitude.
Yeah, but
Maybe she'd have been one of them people that interrupt him all the time. Maybe she wouldn't have looked at him for the whole 2 hours of the first date. Maybe she'd have sat there being really difficult.
Yeah, maybe because after 10
I
years,
should have known
like
that.
a long time of being with someone, she ends up knowing what she's going to end up being
10
with.
years of marriage, actually longer together.
Yeah, I know.
You bless him, luckiest woman in the world. Actually, when we were going to get married, I was going to propose to you, and I proposed beautifully. We'll tell that story one day. I rung her dad up. Right? I said, John, as Stephanie's father, and I'm old-fashioned, I'm planning on asking her to marry me and be my wife. As her father, I would like your blessing. I would like to ask you, please, for your daughter's hand in marriage. See if you can guess what he said. We'll give it 30 seconds if anyone can guess, and we'll read it out. I'll come back to that. What did John, my father-in-law, say when I said, may I have the pleasure of Stephanie's hand in marriage, right?
While they try and guess.
Not seen Steph. John's beating this old drum. Not seen Steph have a drink tonight. She's been a
Because
lightweight.
I've got to drive tomorrow. I've got to take the babies to school.
That's tomorrow.
Where's my gun?
That's a good. Yeah, Rick
That's
says,
good.
"Where's my gun?" No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Where's my gun? Any other guesses?
Happily take Steph off my hands.
Very similar. Hang on. Take her off my hands. Very similar. Go away. Good
No.
guess. Any more? Please take her. Very similar. Loads of embarrassing stories, but can't say on here. Yes, you can, JJ.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Yes,
Things
you
where he
can.
said, yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
JJ, of course you can. He said, with pleasure, but just so you know, there's no receipt. Don't bring her back, and that is non-refundable.
I love my dad.
And I thought that was harsh at the time, but now I understand why.
What are you trying to say?
Nothing, darling. Just he said you'll see. And actually, when I went to meet her family, every day in the lead up to our wedding, every day they would pull me
You
aside.
realise you're bringing back all these memories, and when the
Mate,
camera goes off, you're stuck with me.
Mum and sisters every day went to me, seriously, run while you still can. You need to run while you still can. Why are you marrying it? And I was like, I love her. Her sister said that. I'll tell you which one.
Ashley.
Yeah. She was like, seriously, Mike, she's a bitch. You need to run while you still can. Big shout, Ashley. Thanks for the advice. I'm sorry I never listened. I'm only joking. Actually, darling, you are the apple of my eye, the cream of my coffee, and I could not live without you for more than 20 or 25 years. No, actually, I do. I love you, and we've got 4 absolutely beautiful children, and without you, I don't know what I'd do. We do mess about, and we do banter, but it's just a joke. Yeah, we got guesses on here. She's all odd. Tenerife car's very funny.
Everyone tell that I'm coming up with all these things in my head right now, and I'm being so good. I'm like,
Oh, JJ, he's not going to tell the whole story, but he once was on a date, and the date progressed, and somebody asked him, "Is it in yet?" So we now know that JJ stands for Justin, don't we?
Oh, baby.
Dear, oh dear. Yeah, it was sold as seen, John. There was no refund. But he actually told me the words. Oh, well, and I won't swear.
Baby.
True story. Mate, do you know what? I'm sure you're making up for it now with a vengeance. I don't want to get that rude. I'm not sure how rude to
The
get.
thing is, if we've been quite tame. We all sit around a table
You're
having a
massive.
drink. People see a new side of us. We're being so good right now. We are literally.
What if I dumbed down the description? I had a friend I won't name, and it's not me saying it was a friend, it was a friend. Otherwise I'd tell you, you know me. He nagged this girl. He nagged this girl for years and years
I'm
and
so
years.
scared about what you're about to say.
He fancied her like
I
mad.
really am
He
scared.
nagged her, he harassed her, he harangued her, he phoned her, he tried to take her out, he wrote her a love letter, and he was getting cocky. You know them blokes that are like, oh, I'll show you a good time, oh yeah, I'll ruin you,
Absolutely.
I'll do this and that, oh, you ain't handle me.
I can't stand men.
you
no
can't handle-
woman likes those type of men.
I agree.
What on earth makes a man think that that's acceptable?
Yeah. And he was one of these, you couldn't handle me, I'd be too much for you, blah, 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 blah,
Honestly,
blah, blah, blah,
that's
blah.
the biggest off-put.
Right, so she finally one day went, go on in. And he went, what? And she went, get it out then. Right? Am I allowed to say this? She went, get it out then. And he went, what? She went, come on in, show me a good time.
Actually bluffed him.
Show me a good time if you're such a man. Get it out then, right? Get it out then. Show me a good time.
Well, he's gonna get so
you
confident,
show me if you're such the boss, right? So he went,
Should.
all right then. He undone his belt and finished. He had
No!
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's even worse.
Yeah, just from the excitement he had there was
That's dreadful.
he hadn't got it out, there was no
Oh, poor baby.
there was no it was him giving it the big
Yeah,
one.
I know.
There was no
Oh,
nudity.
I know.
There was
It
no
needs to be like,
Yeah.
like it. Oh.
I don't know how far she'd have gone with it, but she called him out. Come on in.
She called
The big man. Do you know what?
basically
Do you know what?
getting
She
up.
went, I need a good time. So come on in, get it out, let's go. And he went, yeah, I'll show you.
No,
And he went, the old buck-tooth grin. I've got filthy. That's the dirtiest story. We've gone up more watches than we had before. Yeah, so she left him.
Oh, poor baby.
She left him in a heap.
Oh.
Yeah. Worst day of my life. I mean, my friend's life. Worst day of my mate's life. So come on in. We'll try and redeem it. As we're the X-rated version of Rick and
So
Shelley.
many people won't say on here.
As we're the X-rated version, embarrassing stories,
Oh.
embarrassing intercourse stories.
No one's going to be that brave. That's a conversation.
No, I bet they are.
Face to face. all
Come
right.
on.
Having a
33,
drink.
it's gone up. Right, come on. Somebody give us an embarrassing. It doesn't even have to be about you. It can be one you've heard. Give us an embarrassing one.
Mate, we've got all embarrassing
I'm
stories.
trying to think.
Trying to think. Oh, I've got loads in here, but I'm
Yeah, but
thinking, I got a
that's-
feeling my granddad's going to be watching.
Yeah, but
My mum's gangster.
that-
My mum's well alright.
But that's the thing, right? My dad told me one about when he was a teenager, but I don't think I can tell it on here. Right, JJ once fell off his head making love. Mate, we once broke. Someone.
Oh my God,
some-
my granddad won't be watching.
You're right. Someone I know
Yes,
once broke a bed, jumping up and down playing bouncy castles.
yes. Honest to God, if I don't want to ever speak. I love my granddad. I can't face him now.
So Steph, what should we talk about? Right, what are we
Oh,
gonna-
Deb.
Right, Deb, come on, Deb.
Oh, I like these stories now. Oh, you lot need to come here. We need to have these conversations over a drink.
So Deb's dad, Vaughan Grant, her dad said, you do know Deb has expensive taste, and my mum said yes, and she could be quite moody. That's the problem. Carpet burns on the knees for Sharon, and shoulders. And shoulders?
How
Not
did you
back.
get on your shoulders?
Some of them,
What on earth was she doing?
some of them acrobatic positions that Sharon likes to show off.
I knew enough reenacted it, like, okay. Wait, it forwards?
I got him. Yep.
Oh, it might have been forward.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
You do all that and
Backwards. I'm trying to figure it out.
you do that whilst I tell you, please fasten your seatbelts. Be careful when opening the overhead stowage. as Some baggage,
Oh, I don't need to pee.
some baggage may have moved during the course of the flight.
Oh, Ted's. Oh.
Right, what we got here?
Debbie, it's the same situation as last time.
Right, he said you're saying 32 likes. I only see 30 likes on there.
Oh.
You need to change your name to Justin Bieber. Brilliant. Oh, treat.
Yes.
Right. So I think unless anyone's got anything else to say, we'll wrap it up there. Big thanks to our moderators tonight. Big thanks to the Tenerife Vlogcast for jumping in and supporting us Sound Alone. Make sure you go and support those guys over there. My name is Jay. Jay Justin, is it? Jay Justin? No? Okay, never mind. Just in time. Thank you for joining us. You have just lost the thumbs down. Only one now. Oh well, obviously.
Oh.
Obviously they like us talking about that. Yeah, Mile High Club. Who's in the Mile High Club?
No.
Right, Grandad, switch off a minute. What's the most embarrassing place anyone on here has done it, or
Oh,
unusual?
we can't.
We can, 'cause
No one's.
we
no,
can, I was
The only one I know that's
right.
going to be brave is Sharon.
No,
Sharon is
no, people will.
funny.
Well, people will look
as
because
I love
at the end of the day,
that one.
I'm trying to be all political. I'm trying to have fun. I'm trying.
Graveyards.
I'm trying. Evie, virtual high five.
Graveyard.
Virtual high five. You got home. You got home and you got to change. And your dad said to you, where?
Back of a bus.
Your dad said to you, where?
That's brave.
Your dad said to you, where you been tonight? And you, I'm only out with the girls. Then how comes your arse was born in like 1912? Right, so come on, we're being brave. I tried to be well behaved, but the point is, they're all dirty and depraved
are.
like me,
You
right?
come here
And as
'cause you
you
know
come
we're
here
brave.
because you know you come here because it's naughty, right? And the likes have gone up and the views have gone up. As soon as we start talking about the filth, You love a bit of filth, and we love you. We love you all. Thank you so much for joining us. So yes, we've had Mile High Club. We've had Graveyard.
Graveyard.
On the back of a
Jesus.
bus.
That was a conversation starter.
A dirty mind is a joy forever, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Even I can't tell you. That's for our night out, Steph. Boom. Tell us Saturday. I won't tell anyone on a microphone.
Yeah, he will drive.
Oh, back of a milk float. Evie's a bit of a goer. Evie's had a graveyard of milk float.
I want to meet this person.
Yeah, I want to meet Evie. Evie, you got to come.
I want to meet this person.
She's got some stories, mate.
Yes.
Back of a milk float. That can't have been that can't have been a very quick affair. Did you get it? Did you get it? She was dating Ernie, fastest milk float in the West. I dislocated my shoulder on a night. I dislocated my shoulder during a night of passion with Deb. I had to call an ambulance. Her dad and the paramedics had to come and get me from the bed. Did she put any like pants on you? No. Did she cover up? Did she give you some modesty and cover up there?
You dislocated your shoulder.
Yeah. Tenerife Vlogcast. That Tenerife Vlogcast says Evie wins hands down. JJ's in the mood. JJ wants to know if anybody's ever had a threesome.
No.
No. Well, not together.
Yeah.
Sometimes I work late.
Yeah.
It's normally me, a threesome, it's normally me, a dorada, and a kebab. And I don't bring it home because she'd steal it and fall asleep and never let it go and then smell of onions in the morning. Any other funny, I want a kebab now. Any other funny stories? Well, I think if we don't get anything in the next 30 seconds or so, we'll wrap it up for now, guys. Thank you for joining us. As always, we do have a laugh.
Oh.
I don't think this has been the greatest live.
Your fault.
Your fault.
Your fault.
Mainly Steph's fault.
Your fault.
Mainly Steph's fault.
Honest to God.
And also, keep telling me that her granddad's on, so I've got to keep dumbing myself down. Don't
Yeah.
censor me, woman.
Don't censor me, woman.
Don't censor me, woman.
No, I can censor you.
I had to help separate a couple who refused together because she had a fit whilst they were in the throes. That when you were nursing?
Oh. How did you do that?
Was she foaming at the mouth? She covered him. She covered Grant when he dislocated his shoulder during the old bit, right? She covered him up with a pillowcase.
Oh, that's sweet.
What? Not over it, like the size of a pillow. You lucky boy, Grant.
Oh, jeez.
Could have done mine with a bin. Could have done mine with a bin liner. Right, let's have a little look. Well done, guys. Keep doing what you're doing. You kept us entertained. Thanks, Rick. It's weren't the best ever tonight, but you know what? We do appreciate your company, everyone. Yeah. We don't expect anything, but the link is in the comments if anyone wants to send us a drink. Big shout out to the couple of people that sent us a drink last week. We had a cocktail on you. I think Evie was one of you. Can't remember who it was. Forgive me. I can't remember who it was. But much appreciated. We had another little cocktail each on you guys. So thank you very, very much. Appreciate. Great job. Thank you so much. JJ says, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button and share. Look,
yeah.
We'll try and grow this as we go. Again, we're on tonight.
Clearly, we are the dirty channel.
We are the dirty channel.
Clearly,
we're sort of like the adult channel. We're like...
No, we're the conversation that you have when you're with your mates.
Loved it tonight, says John.
You know, when you've had a few drinks and you have that conversation with your mates that you only can have with your mates.
You are with your mates. You're among friends.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. We're like the Babe Station equivalent. We don't take our drawers all the way off. We're like softcore. We're like Rage Station.
What goes through your head?
I know. Don't censor me, woman.
What goes through this?
Thanks for another funny. Loved it tonight. Glad you received the money. Yes, John. Thank you so much. And your CDs are on the way. By the way, John's ordered the complete collection of CDs. Soul collection, Motown collection.
Sober collection.
R&B collection. Unheard collection. Reggae collection. So you've got them on the way. Probably a day or two, mate, because I've had new ones burnt and printed off with all the artwork for you. And then they'll be on their way in the post. Great night. Although I don't have many secrets left now. That's all right, Deb. You're among friends. That Tenerife Vlogcast. You were like Channel 4 when it first got launched. Not sure what was going to happen. But as a 30-year-old lad, you could do. Yeah, we're Euro trash. We're the word. We're the word. You can be Terry Christian. I'll be Mark Lamar. Do you remember that? You're too young, aren't you?
Oh, I remember that.
We should do a little segment. I'll do anything to get on Michael and Steph's podcast. Remember that? They had people like snogging old women, drinking urine.
I remember that.
Drinking urine.
Some of the thing I couldn't watch. I remember gagging.
Yeah, we're like the word version.
Do you want to watch that this evening?
Yeah.
We'll go to bed and watch that. And make us all feel
We've been watching, that's another topic for conversation. What are people watching at the moment on Netflix? That's what Ronnie calls it.
Right, there's a reason behind this. Ronnie can't say Netflix. I can't say it myself now. Can't even say it now. Because Ronnie can't say it myself.
Netflix.
Because he's got it in my head. He calls it Netflix.
He corrected me. No, Daddy.
It's
No, Daddy. It's Netflix.
And we were like, oh, is it really, mate? He goes, yeah.
Tell you what, this will explain why we're being so crude lately. Lately, in bed, we're watching Men Behaving Badly, aren't we?
That was
Old reruns of Men Behaving Badly. That was quite funny in its
That's
day,
quite
wasn't it?
funny.
Leslie Ash ruined herself. She was quite pretty, and then she started messing with her lips, didn't she? And ended up looking like.
How's it go?
Sharon's going to screenshot that. Go on, Sharon. Ready? Leslie Ash.
That'll be a new canvas photo for the house.
Yeah, I've got loads. I was actually going to make a thumbnail for this tonight out of your faces last week.
Oh. Sharon, over 200 pictures.
Sharon's
That's
a legend.
incredible.
Sharon's a legend.
Oh my God.
So guys, we're a little bit passive in the chat. I think we're going to love you and leave you just shy of 2 hours. Thank you very much for your company. It still blows our minds that you would just sit here and watch one buffoon and one genius having a right old chat about nonsense. But we've had a laugh. Thank you so much. Sorry about getting a little bit deep at the beginning. I didn't mean to. It's just I've got 16 months of frustration about the way the country's been run here. Very little help from the government. Lots more restrictions than you get in the UK, and it just angers me. So I'm sorry. I do need to learn. I do need to learn to get off my soapbox. But then 31 people have liked it. Lots of people have watched. Just before we go, still watching John Barton. Still watching old YouTube videos. Get your hours up. That's a shout. Thanks, John.
Oh, that's sweet.
So we're trying.
So
thank you, John. You're the man. We're still. We're trying to get our watch hours up. Then we get paid a little bit from the ads, and that's a little bit towards.
Yeah,
the
but
kids
then we
and
also
stuff.
get certain buttons, don't we?
Yeah, I think
Like
people
there's
can
certain
super
buttons,
chat, and if they want to send a question,
we can really get. You can.
I'm still learning as I go. Rick's the whiz kid. Rick's the
I
one.
know.
Rick's the one that's helped us out of all that. But yeah, if I can ask you, everybody, 32 people watching, if you can jump on and even 5 minutes a day, or just jump on and put one of our videos on in the background, it actually accumulates and it helps us get our watch hours up.
We don't want to see you.
We're about.
all day.
Well, we could just put you on, aren't we? You can mute it so you ain't got to listen to her nonsense, right?
It's my sexy dance.
I like your sexy dance. Can I join in?
Should we do 80s now?
Yeah.
80s.
Yeah,
This is a conversation for next
Who,
time.
who danced like this in the
My
80s?
mum.
Go on, ready?
My mum.
Ready?
It's like you've got a straight face.
Yeah. Deadpan, deadpan.
Like you don't care.
You're not enjoying yourself. It's the 80s.
No, you hate it.
The music's crap, but
And
it's
you
also
can smell something rotten.
the music's crap, but it's also brilliant. Ready?
Okay. We do this, and actually we do this sometimes when we go out. No, you care less.
We need a bit of a bit of Tapao or something, a bit of Human League, bit of Human League. Yeah, so if you could jump on and watch it, it accumulates how many people have watched, and it accumulates the watch hours. We're just under 2,000 now, but I've only been doing this. I've only been doing this for about a week and a half, 10 days, 2 weeks maybe,
2 weeks.
and it's flying up. So if you can get us to 4,000, it helps us out a little bit, and then for some reason we get some money out of it. So not a load. Let's have a little look. The last few comments, because I don't like to leave anyone out.
We're trying to do another talk with.
Ray Duffy, cheers, bud. OAP, but $10 coming. ASAP. Mark Craig did dance with my father. Oh, Mark Craig, I think they did dance with my father again. 9 till 10. 9 till 10. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Gal does quite often YouTube on and try and get our watch hours up. Susan and Neil will do. They'll put our YouTube channels on, maybe one of the live shows and just mute it. Do you know what someone did for me the other day? He just put my channel on and just let it play through and just put his phone on charge and put it on mute and went to sleep. So he put in about 10 hours. So hopefully that'll accumulate.
So sweet.
Big shout, Rick, again. Thanks, that Tenerife Vlogcast. Let's get these guys to 4,000 hours. They have the subs, people. Just the viewing hours need to go up. So go and check out old videos from them. YouTube will pay them for the content, then they deserve it. Mate, Rick and Shelley are just solid gold people. Rick, Shelley, I don't know if this will be scary and overruling to you, but lots of your fans are asking us to do a foursome. We've got to have a foursome. A collaboration, I mean. Okay. I don't mean anything to that.
I know we're in the dirty channel.
I don't mean anything for us to tell stories about next week, right? Actually, that first night, when I went and done an interview with them at the Hour and they first featured me on their channel. You should have known then, Rick, I was the dirty one. Because he went, do you want to get in between the middle of us? And I went, that's the best offer I've had all week. That's the first thing I said on your channel in the interview. So will do, Anne. Thanks so much. Bye all. Don't forget to sub. Big shout out Tree. Thanks Tree Surgeon. Thanks JJ. Thanks everybody else. Thanks all the moderators tonight.
I'll have a cup of tea now.
We've not seen Elsie tonight. I think he's working.
No.
I've not seen JMJ. I think I upset her the other day. I don't know why.
I've been told it might not have been you.
Well,
I think
me.
it was a conversation with someone else.
Oh no, it's always me. Rest assured, if a woman's unhappy. Hey! I don't know why we just cut out, but we're back again now. That could be so funny. So yeah, at some point we'll sit down, all four of us, big bottle of wine, 2 bottles of wine, and we'll just talk about whatever's going on in Tenerife.
We will change you.
Shoot the shit and have a laugh.
People.
We will, yeah.
If you've got any dark secrets, we'll be there.
We'll get them out of you. Once again, guys, thank you so much. Thank you for anyone who sent a donation tonight. All goes, every little helps. And we shall see you again. 2 hours. Have we got 2 hours out of talking nonsense?
Because you've done a whole hour just going on.
Don't stop. So
At me.
we've tried to leave 6 times. Still going on.
Honestly, please. If anyone wants a new child,
And leave-
this is my oldest child. If anyone wants this child, no. Take him.
Let's have a part in pout, because she pouts, doesn't she? Have you seen her pout? She does, she pouts.
Pow!
All right, last little pout. Love you guys. We love all of you. Thank you so much. A last little pout from us. I guarantee Sharon screenshotted that one. Next one on your own, Michael. I'll make you right, mate. Next one on your own. Make you right. We'll try and get out and about. We'll try and get out and about later in the week. We'll do a little interview profile Hayley Butler. And
yeah, we want to get that one.
that'll get you around Tenerife. You'll get to know Hayley a little bit more. Maybe she'll make some new fans of you. And we can send some of you over to her for when she does her lives and stuff. The good thing about Tenerife and our little community is we all support each other. So I appreciate that. See you later on, Rick and Shelley. Thank you so much for your support. Thanks everybody else. I hope you've enjoyed it. God bless. Lots of love. Big shout out to everyone. See you soon. Bye-bye.